Give me a hell yeah. What? What?
What is going on, everybody out there in pod listener land? Thank you so much for downloading and subscribing. Episode number 23. What is going on, boys? It's a big, big week in wrestling.
How cool
Let me
is
hear
it?
you.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much wrestling going on this weekend between now and, I don't know, every day, really.
We're gonna end up with like a 4-hour show next week. We're gonna have to split it into 2 nights. Otherwise, we're gonna end up being mania and burn everyone out by hour 3.
It's gonna be the craziest stuff that is potentially gonna happen this starting Friday.
It's crazy, the idea of what could possibly happen after this weekend. And if you don't really have an idea of how much wrestling is actually going on, by the end of this pod, you're going to know, because we're going to bring it all to you. We're going to let you know everything going down on everything you see on TV, everything on the indie scene, everything inside and out, man. We're going to bring it all to you, and we want to thank you guys.
Oh, sit down!
Oh, yeah, love it, man. That's what I'm saying. The head of the
Undead
table is here.
in the chat. That was for him.
Man, I love it, man. Here we go, man. I am ready. If you guys let me introduce you guys here first to
He uses the word
my
dour.
wonderful panel here. Let me start with the editor and producer of the show. Let's talk about the head of the table, the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team. Oh, excuse me, the land. You can't be the land of the rattlesnake.
I am the entire land.
Yes.
Yeah. That might be your new moniker.
You're
there.
like the sovereign.
He is the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme himself. What up, Primo?
What up?
Happening,
What
brother?
up? Thank you. I'm glad that you guys have let me grace you with my presence once again.
We're generous like that.
We're a glutton for punishment, I guess. Just old sag of bones here. Me and AJ just hanging out with heads of tables.
Sad sacks of
various heads of tables that are seated in front of us.
Yeah, man. Well, let me introduce here. You guys know him. He's the only babyface left on the panel, allegedly. Straight out of your mama's kitchen, assistant editor and producer. What up, AJ?
Oh, hi, Mark.
AJ. Get AJ.
It's great to be back. I feel like we've been on vacation again for some reason.
Yeah.
It does seem like it's been a while. I don't know why. It felt like a long week.
Well, usually we talk in between. We haven't had any interviews going on stuff the last few days, but that's going to change. We got things coming up.
Celebrities. We had to take a break on interviews. My bad.
I know. Otherwise we get burnt out, and then it gets to our heads.
Yeah, and then we're like all strung out on cocaine, like the whole story.
Speaking of get to our heads, that's 9 weeks. You got it right. 9 weeks, over 100 downloads.
Nice. I'll take
That's
that.
right.
Baby.
That's right.
Thank you guys, everybody out there, each and every one. Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
we just need to get that 200 mark. Yeah, marks.
We got
get on it, Marks.
there, man. But
Tell your friends.
Tell a friend, tell everybody, tell anybody you know that likes
Girl next door.
Man. Check us out, man. Yeah, we also got those free stickers, man. So anybody out there still wants stickers, shoot us a message on Twitter. Sit down, Marks, and we'll send some of those free, beautiful, brand new stickers at you. So, well, if you're listening to us right now, you already know that we are on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher. There's the sticker coming in there with the late run in. Tune in radio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Prime Music, and Audible, and now on SportzWire Radio.
SportzWire!
Our Fridays. I think we moved now. We're on before Thomas.
6:45 because he has a live show now.
Yeah, man.
Where all of you can call in. You can tell Thomas how great our show is.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm going to call in and pretend to be someone else on Friday and be like, yes, I rather enjoy those marks.
Those 3 marks.
Are
you gonna call in as Sir Lance Arthur?
Yes.
Sir Lance Arthur?
Good day, Thomas. I would like to discuss those marks.
Those Marks fellas always doing those bad impressions and stuff.
What is that?
That's the worst impression.
Yeah, that was. I don't even know who that is. Like, it sounded like a mix of my grandfather and like somebody off of Family
Let me tell
Guy.
you something, Sonny.
Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. Anyway, but
Listen
thanks
to those
everybody.
Marks. See, that's how I'm gonna call
SportzWire
it.
Radio is where online radio is where it's at on Fridays, and so let's get rolling here. Big Beef, bring us in, baby.
It's the Beefster here, and I'm telling you, you better turn into the Sit Down Marks podcast with AJ, Dirty Bird, and Primo. And if you don't, Beef's gonna have to hit you with that beefy bomb. Tune in, folks. They won't disappoint you.
Love
don't
my
trust
boy
him at all.
Big Beef, man. He's still getting booked all over the place. I love it. He's going to be everywhere. I'm going to talk about him a little bit later on too, man. But man, we got a lot to talk about today, guys. You know, there's a little CM Punk rumor going on. AEW Rampage episode 2 is going to have everybody sitting down Friday night to watch what's going on. Yeah, we're going to be drawing the lines in the sand. We're going to be looking at the wrist, and it's going to be BITW here as I'm excited, man, to see what happens here. So we got that, and SummerSlam, NXT Takeover.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
that too. That's also a thing.
That's happening.
And we got a shit ton of. Well, I just said shit.
Oh, it's okay.
Swear jar.
Of indie wrestling to talk about too, as we got some big dates coming up this weekend. I'm gonna bring all those to you as much as I can. So, all right, without
That's
any
just
further
in. Hide your kids, hide your wife. We up the rating.
There you go. Yep. Check that box this time.
We're in the attitude era now.
Yep.
Sit down, Marks.
Yep. And if anybody was watching this, they probably put a poop emoji over my mouth when I said that. So.
Yep.
But all right, without further ado, let's get this thing started. If you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's bring you in officially here. The head of the table, he's going to have to put the Sit Down Marks trophy up here this weekend as we are making our picks. It's only defended. Let me bring back the rules real quick. It's only defended in 4 of the big 4 pay-per-views in WWE. We might, might bring in an AEW pay-per-views, but once they get more regular. But as of now, just the big 4. Primo won the inaugural one. He has been the champ since WrestleMania.
How many days?
128 days officially. So we'll see if me and AJ can bring him down.
I was thinking too. At first, I kind of wanted. I mean, of course, I always want to win. That's the competitor in me.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, I can't become a 2-time champ if I don't lose. So if one of you wins, that makes it so I can become a 2-time champ.
I mean, that is valid. You're on the Brock Lesnar schedule of defending right now.
Right. But
never.
But it's better. Like, wouldn't you rather be like Bruno Sammartino? That was
that's true.
Basically the champ his whole life. Like,
or,
you're the king of the mountain.
We got Nick Aldis currently 3 years strong.
Sure.
Didn't the great what's her name? The sex
Fabulous
trafficker.
Fabulous Moolah.
For like 30 years straight or something like that.
That's true. That's true, Undead. I might just be the longest reigning.
But, either way, so there's motivation.
I'm not going to flop. That's for sure. They're going to have to earn it.
Oh, we're going to earn it. So long story short, we're going to line up all the matches from SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver. We're going to make our picks, and then next week we're going to find out if Primo hangs on to the trophy or if me or AJ one can hang on to it. So I think Primo's getting pretty attached to it, so it should be fun. All right, Primo, let's get this thing started off, man. If you're ready, the head of the table, cue Roman's music, all that stuff. Paul Heyman's coming out to look at Primo like he's totally adored by him. Here we go, man. Bring it to us, Primo. This day in wrestling history and birthdays.
Let me talk to you. This day in wrestling history. If you didn't know, now you know. Today is August 18th, my friends. 1993. We had WCW Clash of the Champions 24. Does anybody know what happened on this specific pay-per-view? And it's not
wrestling.
Hang on. Let me ask you a question first. Where was this? Where was this at? Where was this at?
Oh man, you would ask me the thing I didn't write down.
It was
because It was where Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie, New York.
No.
It
Look
was
it up.
in Boise,
I'll
Idaho.
say we had a debut.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Maybe that'll help. Anyway,
Yeah.
I was asking because I might have went because I was 18. And
1993. Whew, 18 years old, huh?
Yeah, thanks a lot, pal. All right, we got that out of the way. The old jokes in.
Okay, WCW Clash of the Champions 24, the debut of the Shockmaster.
Shockmaster.
Yes.
I knew it. No, I was not there. I wish I
You
was.
are going to be shocked.
It turned out to be a moment in wrestling history, man.
Greatest
Yes, sir.
moment ever.
Go on to 1996, a not so great moment. WWF SummerSlam. The 1996 edition has become known pre-WWE Network era as the least bought SummerSlam in history. And we had the lowest attendance record and the lowest pay-per-view buys. The main event was Shawn Michaels defeating Vader to retain the championship.
New Gen. It was really bad.
I'm cute.
At least it wasn't like Yokozuna against Bob
got the
Backlund or
looks.
something like that.
Sorry, I was late to that.
The girls, wow. I got the move.
Another Texan.
Fun fact, real quick. When me and my, I almost said her name, wife started dating, when I would call her
Mrs. Dirty.
Mrs. Dirty.
I put that
Mrs.
one
Bird.
on her. I put that on her phone as her ringer. So when I called, it was I'm just a sexy boy.
Not you, boy.
Yeah.
What a horrible dance.
Awful.
He was like,
The things you do when you're young. Oh, such a young
the months
wrestling
you
fan I
grow.
was.
And finally, on this day in wrestling history, 2013, it was another SummerSlam where Daniel Bryan won the WWE Championship off of John Cena, but seconds later lost the WWE Championship due to the swerve by the Authority, that's when they formed the Authority and Randy Orton cashing in that Money in the Bank briefcase.
boo. I have
Are you saying boogs?
boo.
Or boogs?
I have one more birthday.
Nakamura.
I would like to announce one more birthday that happened yesterday.
I haven't got to birthdays yet, but
Say it.
go ahead.
You know, sometimes I don't listen when you talk because I don't acknowledge you. All right, get to birthdays, then we'll go to birthdays.
No, I want yours to be first now.
So he's been a guest on this show repeatedly. He is maybe kayfabe, my brother.
And the guy
Michael,
talking in chat?
Never break kayfabe.
happy birthday to that jerk ass who turned super old yesterday.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Cumpleaños! Happy
Happy
birthday!
birthday, brother. One of my favorite guests that come on, Mike. Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, sir. That was a good one to go first. I'll say that.
He's basically a mummy now. He's so old.
And by the way, Michael, to some birthdays of the week here, just so you know, you share a birthday with one half of Index, and that is Indy Hartwell.
Wow, lucky you.
I mean,
share one with Randy Orton, by the way.
yeah, you do. I mean, Indy's,
that's all I gotta say.
Indy's cool.
I don't share it with any wrestlers. That's
1998, Indy Hartwell, as of yesterday. Also yesterday, 1992, Paige.
my favorite.
Nice.
You know that my least favorite clip of her is when she returned and she had the really red lipstick on and she's standing on the stage and she goes, "I'm back." I can't stand that. Just the voice she does there.
Oh yeah. When she kind of strolls out, and she's like, "I'm back."
My favorite is still the Paige Hill. That's the best one ever. By the way, I just looked up the wrestlers on my birthday, and I'm not going to ruin it because my birthday is awesome for wrestlers. So I'm going to save that until later on.
All right.
1988. The rest of the birthdays I put down for this week. If I missed one, sorry you didn't make the cut. But we got 1988. John Wayne Murdoch.
John Wayne Murdoch.
That guy, yes.
All right. Good deal.
In 1987, it's our final birthday. You have a match this weekend, sir, against Ilya Dragunov. Walter, it's your birthday this week.
Nice.
87. You're 2 years older than me? You look like you're 40.
I like Walter. He makes me watch matches, man.
I do
get
like him
intrigued
too.
when Walter,
He's a straight bruiser. Yeah.
he's a throwback. I like the simple style. We'll talk about it later, how he just kind of showed his face again on NXT last night. So, man, yeah. Nice. Good.
And that is
birthdays.
this day in wrestling history.
So, are you guys having a good day as Ric Flair is?
No one is having as good a day as Ric Flair. Allegedly. No one is allegedly.
Right, yeah.
In his age, he might want to claim that.
Yeah, I mean, he's been all over Twitter today. It's funny. Twitter can be funny, man. It's the pictures. All I can say is, hey, Space Mountain, oldest ride, longest line. That's all it is. Matters right there, man.
I love it when Mr. Perfect is like, "Can I go on Space Mountain with you, Nature Boy?"
That's right.
Not getting the metaphor at all.
First of all, let's talk about Mark's merch. Primo, where can we get Mark's merch at? We got our own shirts. AJ, show us.
This is
like Vanna White.
You can get your shirt from tpublic.com/users/sit-down-marks. Just like the one that the Mark AJ is wearing right now.
Oh, perfect. He is showing off the Smackity Down.
Smackity down.
The shirts here. Yeah, check those out on TeePublic. Also, shout out to our friends out at 1310 Apparel. I got my shirt in the mail today. Thank you guys out there. They are 1310.bigcartel.com. Appreciate it, man. I'm looking just as fly as those guys. And also, Coastland Apparel. Use the promo code BirdTV for 15% off, or Primo for 15% off.
Or AJ, who doesn't have a promo code because I don't have a Twitch channel yet.
He said yet.
Yes. Wow.
He said yet.
Yeah, I just missed my chair trying to come back.
All good, though. All right, man. So let's talk about the show today. We got a lot to cover. We got, like I said, recap talk. SummerSlam, NXT, all that good stuff to cover coming up here. So should be fun here. I'm ready to go. By the way, all our previous episodes are now on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Prime Music, Audible, SportsWire.com, online radio, Fridays at 6:45 Eastern Time. And basically anywhere you get your podcasts, you can catch Sit Down Marks every week. All right, so let's get this AEW SummerSlam preview show on the way here. AJ, going to get us started off, man, with AEW Dynamite from last Wednesday. Light it up. See what
Holy Jeep. My hat fell off. Okay, this is not going to work out. All right, AEW Dynamite on the 11th of August. One of my favorite shows that I've seen in a long time. I feel like I say that a lot with AEW, and I'm probably going to say it again in like 10 minutes, but here we go.
Intriguing, yeah.
AEW Dynamite 08-11. MJF kicks off the show with a promo while he's eating an apple just to, I don't know if you look, or if you guys watch Citizens on YouTube, but every time someone's eating an apple, the guy's like, blah, 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 is eating an apple just to prove that he's an asshole. So MJF is eating an apple while he's cutting this promo. Great.
Oh, that's funny.
What is kicking off things? I believe it is a throuple match, which we'll get to lots of those as well. This one, however, is with Dante Martin and the Seidels against the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Dante Martin
coming out
and
parting here, huh?
Seidels against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. This match was awesome just because it was a showcase match for Dante Martin. Obviously, they got annihilated, but it was just cool because Dante Martin was doing all kinds of things. He's super smooth. He did a weird and awesome and seemed to be deadly Hurricane Rana where he like jumped up on the top rope and he almost necked himself. Like I thought for sure that he was dead the way he did it.
Yeah. This was introducing him to the world kind of here.
And he knocked it out of the park. Of course.
It's great.
Of course Dante Martin and the Seidels lose. They take just all the finishers. I love Omega's V trigger. It's one of my favorite moves in all of wrestling. I think it's so smooth and it looks impactful and it's awesome.
Yeah. Delivered well.
Yes, it really, really is. But overall, this is I didn't know what to think of it because it's the Seidels and Dante Martin against three of the greatest wrestlers in the world right now. But it did what it was supposed to do. Got Dante Martin over. The Seidels look good. And how cool is it that Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are putting over this 20-year-old kid who right now is just a boring, bland, white meat babyface.
Right.
But he looks smooth and polished in the ring. Now he just needs a character.
They're committed to building stars.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And they are doing a great job of that.
Right.
So what's next that I want to talk about? Oh, Christian Cage comes out after the match.
Cage.
And so he puts over the match against Omega at Rampage, which will be the first ever match on Rampage, and we'll get to that shortly.
Y'all like the Rampage name?
No.
I always think of the old video game where the monsters
me
up
too.
the buildings.
Almost exactly.
Yeah.
I think of that. Yeah. Which that's a nice little. Yep. Nope. Don't like it. I can't justify it. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
They'll have CM Punk. It'll be fine. So up next we have Matt Hardy and the Private Party against Orange Cassidy, Wheeler Yuta, and Chuck Taylor. So I want to talk about this match because I was way more interested in the preview that came on during the match of Heels, the show that's on Stars now, which, Primo, you said that you watched the first episode. Is that right?
Yes, I have.
And
what did you think?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's right up my alley. It's kind of dramatic, dark, gritty, everything that I like. And it kind of on the first episode, some of it might be boring to a wrestling fanatic like us because they kind of talk some elementary terms. But to a casual viewer that doesn't watch wrestling, they might really find that interesting. But like the second half of the first episode, I was glued, and I'm ready to see episode 2. So yeah, I want to watch it.
Yeah, I was very intrigued when I saw the preview for it.
Yeah, I'm not like excited to see it. I'm not like eager to be like, oh.
Also,
I'm going to watch it though.
I'm super biased too because I'm a big Stephen Amell fan. So
you like
I'm
the,
not.
the
I like Arrow. Yes, I've seen almost every season.
See, I didn't like that show very much.
I didn't either. I couldn't get into it.
I like anything superhero.
So that show, they started with Stephen Amell as Arrow. He was the only superhero. And then it's like, oh, P.S., you're a superhero, and you're a superhero. And no, guess what? You're a superhero, too, even though you've never been a superhero. Everyone was a superhero on that show.
In case you didn't know, there's like a gazillion superheroes, AJ. So,
but they're all congregated. And
everybody can have a show.
They're basically in one house. Like they all live in the mansion of...
Remember when Stephen Amell wrestled on AEW?
I do remember that. Yeah. He did good, man. Yeah, I was impressed. He did good, man.
He wrestled on WWE too.
I'm gonna wait for it to like hit Netflix or something like that, or something. I don't. What's it on?
I don't know. It's on Stars. They might hold on to that forever. They don't really release their stuff.
Yeah.
What is?
I gotta
with HBO.
No.
As you were. We're live here, boys. All right. Yeah, so it's on Stars, which I think is HBO. Which they with HBO.
It's like a $12.99 subscription or something.
Okay.
That's fine. You probably get it with Hulu. It's great.
Pick up an app. Yeah. So yeah, probably. You can get it with Hulu. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll definitely check that out later. So.
I was very interested, but I like wrestling shows. Like I loved Glow. I thought Glow was fantastic.
Yeah.
Glow was fun. I never did see the second season.
I did too, man.
It was good.
We put wrestling in it, and I'm in it. Like I went to the theater to see The Wrestler the day it came out.
I did too.
Is that Mickey Rourke?
Yeah, I love it.
I love that.
Yeah, that was right up my alley, man. Carney wrestler story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Going to like high school gyms to sign pictures.
That's another thing about this show. It's a lot like that. It's real. It's dusty warehouse, no AC type thing. Yeah.
It might be one I could actually watch with the wife because I told her, I said, hey, when I went to see The Wrestler, I told her, I said, when this comes out on DVD, I think you would like it. It's Sappy. I don't mean Sappy.
Also a fan of the guy who plays his brother that was in Vikings.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice.
Oh yeah, we're talking about wrestling.
AEW.
AEW.
Yeah, you're
okay.
welcome, Heels. We just put you over.
Yes, you're welcome, Heels. So when your viewer count bumps up by a little over 100, you can
By
kick us.
three marks.
So anyways, back to thruple match number 2.
Nice.
So I like the preview. I wasn't really paying much attention to the match except Matt Hardy used Jack Evans as a battering ram, which was pretty funny to me, and then hits the twist of fate for the win. It's fine. Another thruple match. So Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander, and Statlander hit some impressive moves. She's powerful for how small she is. Like, did you see that powerbomb that she hit, and then hit the 450? And
I like her too. We talking about Chris, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just feel like she needs to take it a little more seriously. It looks like she's having, God forbid. I mean, she's having a ball. You know what I mean? But like, like a little more character is what I need from her.
Yeah.
Like,
I think she needs to get away from the best friends. Like,
yeah. But I think she's stuck there for a while because it's kind of a faction.
Yeah, but Orange Cassidy is starting to annoy me a little bit. Up next, exactly. He fell off the ring post, or he fell off the middle.
Freshly squeezed.
What a stupid name. Okay, I like.
No, it's
I like
not.
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, I'm
orange.
I'm
Just
not.
because you're getting a little sour
from
about
wherever,
that?
weighing,
Come
whatever.
on now. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll stick with him for now.
Okay, thank you.
Up next, Impact Tag Team Championship. I love that Impact belts are being defended on AEW. It's the Dark Order versus the Good Brothers.
Me too.
Good Brothers obviously retain with the Magic Killer, but I do like the match was fine. I just like that the Dark Order were in a tag team match but we're now members of the Dark Order, so we better be rooting for Dark Order, and it was just cool. Like they weren't gonna win, obviously. I love Evil Uno, but Good Brothers are awesome. They of course get one.
Yeah.
Okay, Up next, the fourth labor of Jericho. I was so underwhelmed by this. I liked it, but it's Jericho versus Wardlow with MJF at ringside. It is a typical match. It's standard match that everyone again knew that Jericho wasn't going to lose. There were some cool spots. Wardlow's a beast, and I like the battered old Jericho as an underdog, but there was no drama to it. It was very anticlimactic. MJF interferes, expected. JR does call him a little bastard, which I thought was funny. And so the finish of the match was Jericho uses Floyd, the bat for all you non-marks out there who might have accidentally tuned into this podcast. And
like everybody's naming their gimmicks. Angela's the sword. Floyd is
Floyd the bat.
Yeah, the bat. Everybody's naming their gimmicks.
Sting never named his bat.
Oh,
It didn't need one.
No, could have though. It could have been like the baby Stinger.
I can't stand Angela the Sword, by the way.
I can't either. I hate everything surrounding it. I hate. Oh well.
I don't like he does this big production and jams it in the rock and then turns around and walks around it and then comes back and pulls it out and is like, maybe I'll take it to the ring. He does it every time. Anyway,
he's not going to use it. Like it's a goddamn sword. What are you going to do? Like,
get out of here. SummerSlam. Somebody's losing their head. Off with their head.
That would be a swerve. So Jericho obviously wins, setting up the fifth trial of Jericho, which is against MJF. I was incorrect last week when I said that there was going to be 5 trials and then the match with MJF, but no. Primo, you were correct when you were like, is it? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Motion towards the trophy, you turd.
That's the nicest insult ever.
I know. I mean, even though it was Michael's birthday and he's old down, the one using like turd and rapscallion. Rest of the rest really quick. Malachi Black cuts a cool subdued promo. Reminded me a lot of Jake, the Snake. I don't know why I just specified the
Jake.
The
Snake.
The Snake. Darby Allin beats Daniel Garcia. Schmaz afterwards.
Yeah. Garcia.
2.0 apologizes to Sting. Daniel Garcia they're giving him the rub.
They are, man. And I'll talk about it later, but I'll go ahead and say now. He was supposed to be at St. Louis Anarchy Friday, and he got taken off the show because he got called back by AEW, so he's going back. Yeah, cool little side note, too. AEW paid St. Louis Anarchy for any expenses they had tied to Garcia.
That's pretty cool.
AEW is giving away a Daniel Garcia 8x10 if you go to their Twitter page.
Well, I'm kind of sad I didn't get one of those in my.
And the giveaway is in September 1st.
There you go.
What day is today? The 18th? Plenty of time.
I told you earlier, Mark.
Yep. I love seeing when stuff like that happens, though. That's cool.
Yeah. Rest, several backstage promos. Pac, Andrade, El Idolo, Britt Baker.
El Idolo.
Brian Cage versus Ricky
Starks.
Oh, also, Big Show. Paul White. Yeah.
Well, it's the big
slow.
I didn't like his new entrance music.
Right?
I just wanted it to be wow. It just wasn't.
Yeah. No truck like
Paul was right.
Yeah. So that was AEW Dynamite, basically. Pretty good. I loved it.
Yeah.
Dante Martin looked fantastic. Jericho's awesome. They're just putting over all these young stars, and it's great.
Yep. Dante Martin's getting signed on some indie shows already. He's he's popping, man. It's gonna be nice.
He just needs a character of some kind.
Yeah. He's kind of just a cruiserweight. Lack of, yeah.
He's only 20 years old too.
Fun to watch.
Can't even drink.
Youngest one, is he the youngest person on the roster?
Yes,
probably.
Yeah. No, except for what's her name is 19, Julia Hart. She's
right.
19.
Yep. They always say that youngest superstar on the roster, whatever they call him. Can't remember, but all right, interesting. All right, well, that was AEW Dynamite setting up for starting to set up for what's coming up here. We've seen the Darby Allin. Best in the world. How many times have we heard Darby say that already? Like in the last
7.
Super, getting pumped up. So, but yeah, all right. Let's jump in here to what's going on this weekend in the Indies and what happened in Impact Wrestling. Let's talk about Impact first. Last Thursday. So basically, this is the pre-Rampage show because they are to the Rampage coming up because last week. So they're all working together. So this is basically a lead in to Rampage. So the lead in, the big story is Christian Cage is getting his match with Omega at Rampage for the Impact World Heavyweight title, which we all know how that comes out now. But that's how they lead into the show. Kick off the show, Tenille versus Taylor Wilde. It was a good match back and forth. The only reason I'm really talking about this is because we've seen the return of Madison Rayne, who is Josh Matthews' wife, I believe, on commentary. Right, yeah, okay. So she returns, takes out Taylor Wilde, takes out the babyface and joins forces with Tenille. So Tenille finally has a tag team partner. So this story's been running for God knows how long, where they've been trying to find a tag partner. So she's got one. So anyway.
They should have had her tag with someone named Captain. Get it? Captain and Tenille. I'll be over here.
Oh, yeah. Do that to me one more time.
It's nap time for me.
I might be the only one that got that joke, AJ.
Because you're old.
I know. Thanks. Anyway, moving on.
I bet Michael got it too because he's old.
Yeah, he did. Daivari and Josh Alexander. This was the number one contender. Number one contender. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I said that wrong. Daivari versus Josh Alexander. The number one contender, Jake. What's my name?
Something!
Oh, Yoda. I feel like Yoda is so anyway, so Jake is the number one contender. He shows up to watch the match. Josh wins. They face off. This is going to be awesome when we've already seen them link up on the Indies. I want to see them hook up on the Indies on Impact now. So the advertised next week as big Luke Gallows versus Joe Doring. Su Yung returns as the Undead Bride. So she returns after being, I think, just Sue or something like that for a while. So she returns as the Undead Bride, and she's bringing back Kimberly. Now, Kimberly, I believe, is the shoot wife of Zachary in MSK, right, Primo?
I don't know that.
I think so.
Maybe. That sounds about right, though.
Yeah, you can double check. Anyway, so I was just saying to kind of link together, but she's been in Impact for a while.
Sounds like people might be doing things with other people.
After being in NXT for a while, she's over in Impact. So anyway, so they're doing this gimmick with her now where Su Yung can kind of control her brain and what she does by like throwing her fingers out at her. It's like kind of weird.
Voodoo!
So yeah, so she does the same gimmick as Sue, like Sue controls her, and it's any kind of weird scene way. So they attack Kiera Hogan in the ring, and yeah, so that was another kind of return. Don Callis and Omega then come out for an awesome promo on Christian, and then or backstage promo, and then a really good match. Man, enjoyed this next one. Finjuice versus King Switch and Chris Bay. Finjuice. I don't know, man. I love it. Like Primo says too, man. Like when Finjuice come to the ring, like I just get good vibes.
They're a whole vibe. They are.
Yeah, they're entertaining, man. I like it. It's fun to watch them. So anyway, so they come and I'm a big Jay White fan. So anyway, it's a good match. Anyway, coming to the end, Finjuice gets the Doomsday device on Chris Bay. But King Switch stops it with a chair, and the match ends up in a DQ. But anyway, Jay continues his assault on David Finlay, and then so they kind of stand tall at the end. Bullet Club, two sweets in the air. That's how that ended up. Yep. And then next up, it shows Deonna Purrazzo talking to Melina backstage, and she's showing her some MMA footage of how she is getting ready for Melina. So she just showed her some footage, which I thought was awesome. So, all right, another reason for me to feel happy or really like this show was next up was your GCW champion. Whoa.
You know it.
Matt Cardona without the GCW title. Wrestles a North Carolina, South Carolina local guy. John Schuyler, he's been on AEW before. He just came back from a torn ACL injury a long time ago. Anyway, I popped, man, because I've seen this guy wrestle on the Indies for a long time down in PWX in North Carolina for a long time. So I was happy to see him back, and it was awesome. And then how this ended up, man, Rohit Raju came out for a distraction, and not only was I happy about Schuyler being on the match, he beat Cardona, man. He won. Nuts, dude. Yeah. So, it was a big swerve, man. I was kind of standing there with my eyes wide open, like, he just beat the GCW champion, but he really just beat Matt Cardona. But anyway, so it was fun, man. It was fun. So anyway, okay, so we get to the finale. The main event of the night is a big bad battle royal schmosh Alabama jam schmoozy, too many guys in the ring. Winner is the number one contender for the Impact World title. So this thing goes as you can imagine. All right, so knowing that what we know now, Christian Cage going up against Omega, knowing how that ended up turning out, we'll talk about that. So so they're setting up a number one contender. So the end of the Battle Royal, Chris Sabin and Moose still, doing their rivalry. Moose up against the ropes. Brian Myers, the most professional wrestler, comes in the ring. The old snaky picks the legs up, throws them both out. Brian Myers is your new number one contender to the Impact World title. How about that one?
Was not expecting that one.
Yeah, it was not. But that's how Impact went off. So we'll talk about that later when we see who won between Omega and Christian here. So that is Impact Wrestling for last Thursday. So, okay, so Yeah, you've heard me talk about a poop ton of wrestling going on this weekend. Let me really put it in perspective for you here. As you know, everything you see on the major wrestling networks, what we have this weekend to go along with that. Okay, Ring of Honor has 2 shows this weekend. Glory by Honor, 2 nights, Friday and Saturday. Matt Taven versus Vincent is the headliner for night 2, I believe. Night 1, this is supposed to be the big blow off from their rivalry. Night 1 is Flip Gordon versus Bandito for the ROH title. So those are going to be awesome shows. So that's going on this weekend. Also, let's see here. St. Louis Anarchy this Friday. Steel Town Beatdown is the card. Big Beef's on the card. The card we were talking about, Daniel Garcia was in the main event. But he is not now. But that card is still fully loaded, man. It's going to be a good one. So Steeltown Beatdown, St. Louis Anarchy this Friday down in East St. Louis. That show's going on. Also, what's going on here? PWX down in North Carolina. Battlefield X is Saturday in Gastonia, North Carolina. That is a big tournament to decide, I think, a number 1 contender. Also, Glory Pro Wrestling this Sunday. Down with the King is the name of the show. Anybody got any suggestions who's going to be there?
Benny Kingston.
Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston showing up in St. Louis this Sunday for Glory Pro Wrestling. And then also this Saturday.
Certainly not Jerry Lawler. He just buried Enzo in a casket match.
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's a thing?
That just happened this past weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, they wrestled somewhere. Yeah, I didn't see where it was, but yeah, it was crazy. In a casket match. Yeah, wild. But anyway,
Haters.
Cup of
haters.
Cup of haters.
If I had a dime every time I got beaten up, I would have 0 dimes.
No dimes. Yeah, 0 dimes. All right.
I hate him so much.
Last couple here. GCW Saturday, the Battle of Las Vegas. On the show, Chris Bay, Alley Catch are some of the couple I've seen going to be on the show. So that should be awesome. Limitless Wrestling up there in the Northeast in Maine. Debuts Friday, Undeniable on IWTV. So that is what's going on indie-wise this weekend on top of everything else. All right, Primo, let's get us started with WWE, man. Let's get SmackDown out of the way. And if we're ready, we are ready for you to...
Let me talk to you.
Thank you, yes.
You looked lost for a second there.
No, I was thinking how that was going to be grammatically correct.
It was, but...
he probably wasn't sure if I was done. I wasn't sure if I was
done. I was making sure I gave Dirty the rub. Strap a rocket to him. So anyways, SmackDown. We got the show opener. John Cena comes out, opens up the show. He says he's gonna give Roman his report card. He says, Roman, you are a D. But he says at SummerSlam, Roman's gonna get an F from John Cena. Didn't know if he's gonna say FU because that was his old move or the name of his move, attitude adjustment, whatever. Cena says Roman will beat the hell out of him at SummerSlam, but he's gonna lose, and there's not a thing he can do about it. The head of the table comes out, interrupts. Cena says when he looks at Roman, he sees a guy who waltzes around thinking that he owns SmackDown. This whole time, Roman's like, well, yeah, that's exactly what I do. He's like, I do kind of own SmackDown, actually, yeah.
I need some TSR.
He says he was asked to come back to give Roman a big old piece of that humble pie.
Yeah.
Roman says, for some reason, for half a second, I had a memory of, I had a memory of that, and are you looking at the Rock Schnitzel?
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You looking at the Rock Schnitzel?
Oh, the strudel. The people's strudel.
Yeah, the people's strudel.
Yeah. Anyway, Roman says Cena is one of the best of all time, probably the GOAT, and he's even good enough to win the WWE Championship. But you're not good enough to win the Universal title.
Right.
Roman says missionary for 20 years isn't good enough anymore. And it wasn't good enough for Nikki Bella. Zing!
Zinger!
Oh.
Hey, look. I love when wrestling gets real life shoot like this, especially face to face. Not really like cutting promos on each other back and forth. When they're face to face, like see the reactions and like I love it, man.
And then Cena throws back at Roman. He said, "You almost ruined Rollins' career and practically ran Dean Ambrose, name drop, out of the WWE because he's been protected because Roman's been protected for over 10 years."
Mm-hmm.
The end of the promo. Oh, one little thing he also did, not pertaining to this specific angle, but he did say, since everybody else is hyping up the man this week, he said, "Why don't I just win the title, go in the crowd, I might even blow you a kiss."
Ah, I love it. Why would he do that? Is that a dig at WWE right there? Like,
I don't know. It's obvious. It's clearly a shout out to Punk.
Yeah.
And but Cena basically says all he needs is 1, 2, 3.
He referenced Dean Ambrose too, didn't he? Like,
yeah. I said he told him he practically ran him out. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, he's kind of tinkering too on. I love this whole thing, man. But like he's tinkering on like leaning towards, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, but not necessarily. He's almost kind of falling short of saying he's gonna win.
He's saying like, you are gonna beat the crap out of me at SummerSlam. There's no doubt.
Sure.
But all I need are my moves of doom in that 1, 2, 3 because I'm John Cena.
Yeah.
It's so self-aware.
Roman's going to have a hard time seeing him anyway. So
yeah,
that's true. He's going to be wrestling an invisible person the whole time. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Next we had King Nakamura versus Apollo Crews.
That was awesome.
Because he had boogs.
I can't do that.
I can't go that either.
King Nakamura for the IC Championship against Apollo Crews. Guess what?
Crews.
And new Intercontinental Champion, King Nakamura.
Loved it so much.
I was thinking, as soon as I saw it, I said, "Where's AJ at?"
Yep.
I was like, "That's his dude."
I was doing the music right when he
you were doing with Boogs.
He was looking at the camera doing it.
Were you on the table with Pat McAfee and Boogs?
Yes.
Dancing and pelvic thrusting.
Yeah,
okay,
especially the hip thrusting.
Let me put something in your head you won't be able to get out of now.
What?
Ridge Holland on NXT, okay?
Yeah.
Ridge Holland, right? You follow me, Primo? Ridge Holland, the new guy, he's been with Oney Larkin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pat McAfee. They look like they could be brothers or like really distant. Like every time I see Ridge Holland now, I'm like, Pat McAfee. Let's look at it next time. Everybody out there in listener land, next time, look at Pat, look at Ridge Holland.
Mark's out there in the world, write that down.
Yeah. Like I felt like they.
I just did write it down.
Undead Lumberjack. We have definitely spoke on that. Actually, we all agree with you. Yeah. Apollo, this whole Nigerian royalty thing he's doing, the whole thing. Commander Aziz needs to separate.
It was him going.
Yeah.
The old thumb in the pie.
They had to get the belt.
I forgot what they even call that.
Nowhere.
The
Nigerian nail. That's right. Samoan thumb.
Yeah.
The
thing that.
Umaga.
There it is. My boy.
Anyway,
Shinsuke.
Street Profits defeat Alpha Academy.
Dr.
Rollins is shown back in the production area before the break. They're about to go to commercial break. They show Rollins in the production area. Tell me, he said, "You guys got to get this going. I need you to get them. I need this." After the break, Rollins heads out to the ring. Says he hates to be the party pooper, but his sources have informed him that Edge won't be there tonight. So basically, it gives him free reign to say whatever the heck he wants without any repercussion from Edge coming out. Yep. Rollins says that Edge calls him Edge Light because everything Edge done, Seth has done better. Then he goes on to play a career retrospective video package that proves that everything that Edge has done, Seth has outdone it.
He had
better.
Yeah, he had me on it. I was like,
you know what, Seth? You're kind of right.
Yeah, you got a point, man. Yeah.
Rollins says it's not 2014 anymore. Times have changed. He's changed. He will not hesitate to stomp Edge's head into the mat, and if that puts him out for good, then so be it.
So be it.
The drip god, the Messiah, has spoken.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry that I've got to.
The Mysterios.
You need to go to the bathroom or something.
The Mysterios defeat the Dirty
quiet.
Dogs, even with the attempted distraction by the Usos on the big screen. What I will say about this is, what do you think about this? Every week for the past 3 weeks or so, before a match, Ray is kind of having a talk with Dominic, like, keep your head in the game. Like, you need to pay attention, son.
Yeah, I like it when he's telling him to pay attention and stuff.
He's like, you're not listening. He's like, you're almost getting too big for your britches. But at the same time, it's like, if they don't win, then Ray's gonna be like, I told you to listen.
Right.
Very heelish.
Yeah, but Ray, how could Ray be a heel?
Right.
Dominic is the heel for not listening to Ray.
My only thing with that is I think it's leading up to something later where Dominic finally was like, look, Dad, look, I got to go out on my own.
He's like, I'm tired of listening to you, Dad.
This is what we're going to do. Yeah. I
Learn
learned
from
this by
watching
watching
you.
you, all right?
I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So next up, depressed boring Baron Corbin arrives to the ring.
3 times already. It's 3 old jokes already. And not even an hour into the show.
Without music, of
Same
course.
age.
The only
He
baby
says-
face turning heel.
He's really been down on his luck lately and is really close to filing bankruptcy. He says he needs everybody in the crowd to contribute a minimum of $1,000, and he'll even make it easy because he has a credit card, Square Trade, whatever the thing's called.
Awesome.
Yeah, chip reader on his cell phone. KO interrupts, makes his way to the ring. KO says he isn't here to help, actually. He's here to say this whole thing needs to stop. He's Kevin says, who begs for $100,000? And Corbin says, someone who needs $100,000, Kevin.
Yep. $100,000.
Duh. So he then says he isn't leaving until Kevin Owens gives him that $1,000. KO says he'll give it to him if he beats him for a match. But if KO wins, Corbin has to stop begging people and help himself. So Corbin does end up beating Baron Corbin. Corbin can no longer technically ask the fans for money. Later on backstage, they show Corbin about to give an interview. And instead of doing that, he notices Big E is like adjacent to him. And he steals the money in the bank briefcase and runs off. Still has the money in the bank briefcase and is missing. So there's that.
Love it. I love this Baron Corbin.
I actually am a fan of this Baron Corbin.
Yeah,
It's hilarious to me.
Me too.
This Baron is going to get on TV every week.
Yeah.
As he should. This Baron Corbin is money.
To close out the show, we have this final segment. Was the contract signing for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks.
I'm on my own against the wall. Sorry, Pre.
Before Sasha signs, she says she is going to need some witnesses.
The parade wave.
You got shooed.
Shoe on with your Bianca.
Here's what I want to say real quick. Why did Sasha come out like in an outfit that makes me feel like I need a safe word? So she really did. Go back and watch it. So out comes Carmella. So Sasha says before she signs, she needs some witnesses.
Yeah.
Didn't expect this. Out comes her 2 witnesses, Carmella and Zelina.
What?
Standing right behind her. Sasha says she didn't need that. Or you didn't see that coming, did you, rookie?
Everyone saw that coming.
Right.
And
People who don't watch wrestling
I
saw that
said,
coming.
take note that Sasha, Carmella, and Zelina are all kind of matching. With their black leather dominatrix-ish fishnet outfits.
A little red in there. Yeah. Yep.
And after they both sign, Bianca attacks, but the numbers overwhelm her, and Sasha, Carmella, and Zelina humiliate her. SmackDown goes off the air as Sasha is giving her the bank statement with her own braid.
I like that spot.
Yep. With the choke. Yeah. I mean, I like that spot too.
I like the idea of Sasha having her own little faction there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It'll keep me from being bored with Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Which I love. I don't like face Sasha Banks, and heel Sasha Banks is only marginally more interesting. She's great in the ring, but
Yeah, I feel the boss gimmick is still awesome. She's still phenomenal, but I don't know, like a little bit of a tweak or something maybe.
yeah, it's
I
getting a
think
bit
it's
stale.
funny that they have to
Badass
put.
anymore.
They think they have to put in her, in the entrance of everybody, they put Matt Fax now for everybody.
Yep.
And
As they should.
one of hers is, and we all know this, but I don't think it's relevant, is Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Yep, Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Yeah.
Not like former so many time champion or like
Nope.
Right.
first to like ladder match in NXT or something like that. But
The
Snoop
celebrity crossover.
yeah, Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Yeah.
By the way, I really wish that I could explain why I just lost it with Dr. Cold Thumbs, but I cannot on air, so I'll have to tell that story at another time.
So,
Anything else right now?
no, that's SmackDown. On to AEW Rampage. AJ, on to you.
Ooh, look at me pulling the Primo this week and doing double duty.
All right. Let's say this first of all, 1 hour, man. I was kind of hoping.
I was surprised. 1 hour.
Fast. Is it reckons it costs? It's Friday. I mean, I don't know. And is it coming on 10 o'clock Eastern? Because I think my
Yeah.
time
It's
is
late.
9.
It was 9, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted more than an hour when this.
I wanted 2.
Feed me more.
Yeah.
But if they structure every show like this first one was, an hour might be okay. Because there wasn't a whole lot of shenanigans that happened. It was like, here's our wrestling show. We're gonna get in, get out, do some things.
Right. What are they doing? Are they recording Dark or something? Elevation before that? Is that what they're doing?
I don't.
No way. They're just doing an hour
The
show.
Dark is Mondays, right?
But it's pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded before Wednesday, right?
I know. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Are they pre-recording on Friday live somewhere?
They've got to be.
I mean, yeah, they're not just doing an hour at the United Center.
No, and then that's
yeah,
it.
they're recording something else. I would think before that. So we'll figure it out, man. Because after we watch Dark and all that stuff, after you can be able to tell where they were. So
yeah,
man, I'm excited, man. I'm fired up. All right, here we go, AJ.
So this is the first ever AEW Rampage taking place on Friday, the 13th.
Episode 1.
But yeah, I agree. I wanted 2 hours, but it's an hour, so it turned out to work okay. Mark Henry, Jericho, Excalibur, and Taz on commentary. Love to see Mark Henry is garbage.
I am a big
Garbage.
I was gonna say I'm a big fan of Mark Henry.
Oh, see, I was a big fan of Taz on
I like Taz on SmackDown nostalgia for me, but I was a big fan of hearing Mark Henry. He just has a good old boy vibe. Like he does. Yeah.
See, that's why I liked him in the
guy. That's why.
I liked him in the backstage segments more than on commentary. I just feel like he didn't bring much to the table commentary.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the backstage segment. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that on AJ. Like, I like him for an episode. I don't know that I want to hear him every Friday. Like, he's okay in and out. I don't want him, but he's honestly, like, I wasn't never really a big fan of his wrestling wise.
Don't listen to these people, Marks.
And everything, not to take away what he did. I just, you like some, you like don't.
From Silsbee, Texas, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
You like don't.
No, like I said, I loved maybe the Mae Young gimmick.
What?
Wait, is that what she gave birth
sexual
to?
Chocolate.
Sexual chocolate.
Of all the things he did.
Yeah. Like some of that was funny.
Hall of Pain.
He just didn't do it for me. Yeah.
I was never really a fan either. Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he just didn't do it for me. Like I said, love what he did. I'm not he didn't have go away heat by no means.
He wasn't
going to induct all of you into the Hall of Fame.
I might have went to get popcorn when he wrestled. I'm sorry. Shoot me.
Anyway,
Mark, this doesn't reflect the opinions of the entire show.
Just the majority of it. So, would you guys like to know the first ever match on AEW
Give
Rampage?
It to me, Daddy. Give it to me,
Kenny
Daddy.
Omega versus Christian Cage for the Impact World Title.
Impact World Title. All right. Winner of this match gets Brian Myers.
Brian? Hey, I am rooting hard for Brian Myers. I thought Kurt Hawkins was awesome. Like, I loved his losing streak gimmick because he's just a good comedy heel.
Professional wrestler.
He's great. I met him, actually. He's a very nice guy.
You did not.
Yeah, at a house show. It was weird.
You met him because nobody else was standing at his gimmick
Yeah,
table?
he was like lonely at the autograph table, and everyone was kind of shunning him. Like,
Yeah.
like he kept holding out his pictures with his own marker, and everyone was like, "Oh, I don't know that guy." And like pretending to be on their phones and stuff.
Honestly, I like him now more than I ever did. You know, he's obviously going to get a little bit of a push here. So, I mean, he's put in his time, man. He kind of deserves it. You know, is he great to us right now?
Yeah. I mean, I don't see. I'm going to disagree with you because I don't think he deserves it. Like,
I liked him when he was one of the two edgeheads.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. I've liked various gimmicks that he's had. But...
Let me reiterate that. When I said deserved, I mean because he's put his time in.
Okay, yes, he has been around.
Yeah, I didn't mean. Yeah, I mean, when was the edgehead thing, Primo? When was that?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It was him and Zach, the Major Brothers.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
Yeah. So
who ever thought that how were we fooled that they were even doubles of Edge? They're not. They're so much...
they different body types, different hairstyles.
They just wore the same pants and the same necklace and had long blonde hair.
Yep, sunglasses.
We suspend our belief, boys. We suspend our belief.
like the Bashams, they're not even twins.
Right. Remember the fake Razor Ramon and Diesel that?
Yep.
After. Glenn Jacobs was the.
That's what I was saying. He was one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Diesel.
Yep.
Weird, and then some fat guy was the Razor Ramon. It's like, come on, you can't at least get someone in shape to be Scott Hall in your fake gimmick right now. That was all JR's idea.
I mean, it could have been a complete rib. So
yeah,
I wish it would have been good if it was, but they took it seriously. One of the edges was Mark Henry. Thank you, Undead. That was true. So, back to the first ever episode of AEW Rampage.
He used to fold frying pans in the middle of the ring.
He did.
Well, no, but wrestling is not a strongman competition. It's a getting over competition. He didn't get over with me.
It's like that segment a long time ago.
Gospel right there.
Well, I mean, you can tell that's old Braun Strowman. That's what he needs to hear.
Yeah.
No one tell Braun Strowman anything because then he'll be like, "What?
Get these hands!"
I'm bringing my
loved
thumb
watching
head
him
to
bend those
AEW.
pans and stuff. You know, that was cool. You know, but yeah.
And yep,
that was good too. Undead.
Yeah. But
the salmon colored jacket blazer.
We're talking about commentator Mark Henry here.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
No, I did not.
From Silsbee, Texas.
2 out of 3, you're voted out.
Yes.
You're off the island.
Biased.
All right, we can move on from Mark Henry. Let's get to the match.
So Christian Cage.
You wouldn't let it be. You want to bring up Texas and Hall of Pain and sexual chocolates. I said that actually.
Multiple sexual chocolates.
Yes.
Not just one.
Multiple.
Several. Plural. Oh boy. Omega versus Christian Cage.
Box of sexual chocolates.
I love how we're going on about this, but this match was amazing and it's just sitting right here.
Yeah, it was. Let's get to it, man. It was.
Remember when Mark Henry cried instead?
Yeah, your brother just brought it up. Yeah, I didn't care about that either.
No, I didn't either.
Thank God I don't remember it.
Sexual chocolate heads. Okay, all right. Enough of this going off the rails.
We do.
So, AEW Rampage was an hour long. This match took up about 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And I was hooked the entire time. It was back and forth. It's great. Kenny Omega is still one of the best in-ring performers. And Christian can still hold his own. Like, he's not...
I just noticed my tap for AJ's right over my shoulder. Oh, hey, fella. What's going on?
Wait, move over to the other side. So... I'm like looking at you. I'm like,
visuals.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah, so I feel like Omega's the new Triple H, man. Every time he comes to the ring, I feel like we're going to be watching him for like 30 minutes at least. You know what I mean? Like he's got that long of like, I don't know. He just is like his matches take a while now, which I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, I do too. And I actually like not as methodical as Triple H matches, aka boring as Triple H matches. So I'm better with Omega doing it than I am with Triple H.
He's not Mark Henry boring.
No, when is Mark Henry boring?
Virtual FU.
Stupid Mark Henry. We get it. You can bend a pan. Why don't you make a pie with that pan?
All right.
That's my cooking acumen, by the way. I don't even know what you make pies in.
You don't make it in a pan, that's for sure.
I mean, I don't know how they do it down in Texas, but
a pie dish.
Burn on the grill.
They have specially made pie dishes.
Us Yankees up here, we use.
We're not Yankees,
pans.
moron. Get out of here. We're Midwesterners. We're not Yankees.
So we put cheese in.
Well, Americans technically were Yankees outside of the country, but
Yes, they were.
Yanks.
yeah.
Lousy Yanks. We put cheese on everything. Oh, yeah, Rampage. So this match was awesome. Loved it so much.
We still haven't got to who won it.
I know. Okay, so let's get real here. Yep, great back and forth match. Chair is set up with the help from the Young Bucks. Expected. Omega goes for the one-winged angel, which is the most protective move in all of professional wrestling. And
go ahead.
Cage reverses it.
Yeah.
And hits the kill switch on the chair.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Christian Cage is once again the Impact World Champion. That is amazing. How long has it been since Christian Cage had that title? Like 25 years ago?
Oh, man. It seems like, is this just 2-time for him? Or is this third? Did he win twice before?
I think it's 3.
Yep. The kill switch.
Yes.
Kill switch.
I don't know, but I do know that I saw somewhere that it was like 10 years to the day since he last held the heavyweight championship in WWE.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I love this. What a great way to start your brand new show with a half-an-hour match that never got boring.
Yeah.
The crowd was into it.
I want to say something, though.
Is it about
First
Mark
of all,
Henry?
congrats to Christian. But what is that? What is that telling us? Like, what is that telling us as fans? Like, they're saying we want for our first match ever on this brand new show that we have here as a company, we are going to go ahead and have a title change for another company occur, and it's like really cross brand, cross promotional stuff, you know.
I think out of all the titles that they could have put up, I think that is the most expendable one to AEW to take off of Omega.
Yeah.
And put it on someone else for the pop of the first show.
Sure. Let me make a couple points here. The reason why I think they can get away with this. First of all, the main event that night was Britt Baker coming home to Pittsburgh.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? So that wasn't
You
had they put they couldn't have put that in the main event of the first show of Rampage and had it get over as well. The other thing is they know that they have a star, in Christian who, tons of people like Tony Khan, and maybe right now with Miro being the next big champ outside of Omega, maybe not really have a spot for him right now. You know what I mean? And he can go to Impact and wrestle there, against guys like Jay White, people they bring in, and can still be on AEW too, as they're all, kind of crossing, mixing, in here together. So that, I don't know, that just kind of makes sense to me. I think it's a great move. It's kind of a, to Christian too. It's like, hey, I don't know if we can put the AEW title on you yet, but hey, you can definitely go over here and be the big fish for a while, and then we can eventually put that build back on.
So what do we say? A couple months ago when he debuted, we were like less than 6 months till he becomes a champion.
We did. Yep.
Yeah. We didn't say which one, but
yeah. None of us would have said Impact. I don't think.
Yeah.
No. I like it.
And it's also cool because he was a big part of 2000s TNA, so it's nostalgia for a lot of people.
Yeah. And my third point was going to be that the focus right now on AEW is what's happening Friday night. So they could basically done whatever they want to. Friday night being this week, they could have basically done anything they wanted to last week on that first episode.
Yep.
Because everybody's already thinking Punk on the second.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I think it's so cool that you win another brand's championship on another promotion, and you're a wrestler for this promotion that holds a title from another promotion, and now you are scheduled to appear and announced to appear on the other promotion while still contracted to this promotion.
To this promotion,
yeah. Impact, New Japan, AEW. You win a title in any of those, any of those promotions. You can be on any of those shows at any time. How cool is that as a wrestler?
I love that. Like that.
Right. It's a really cool world now. Like it's a whole like it's like a freaking it's wide open basically.
Yeah. Don't you fuck this up, COVID.
We told you we up the rating. We get 1 F-bomb. It's PG-13.
Yeah, that's how we maintain PG-13.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just what I was thinking. Don't please God, don't let COVID mess this up, man. It's so good right now.
It is.
Can lead in so many directions. I've been saying it since we started the pod. Kenny Omega and this whole relationship. I love it, man. Oh, and I forgot to say New Japan too. You win a New Japan.
Oh yeah.
AAA.
Yeah, AAA. Yeah, AAA. We're gonna talk about that later. It's a mesh world right now in wrestling. Ring of Honor. They're talking about, they're trying to take fans' opinions of who they should mesh with. You know what I mean?
Which I love that they're asking their fans.
It's great.
When has that ever happened?
It's great for wrestling, man. Everybody wins.
Agreed, except for Mark Henry because he's boring and he wouldn't even know if he won.
After the match,
sounds like
when he interviewed Christian, because they're real life homies, so you could tell how legitimately happy he was for him.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yep. Anyway, moving on. A-Dub.
What is up next? Oh, Miro versus Fuego del Sol for the TNT Championship. Not only that, if he wins, he gets offered an AEW contract.
Yep.
Cool stipulation for Mr. Del Sol.
Yeah.
And it was cool. Before the bell even rings, Del Sol immediately he attacks Miro, hits him with a tornado DDT, then hits him with a top rope tornado DDT.
Right out the gate.
Yeah, and the bell rings in between the two of them, in between the two DDTs. And then after the second one, Miro blobs out of the ring.
All he did was piss Miro off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a nice little flurry opening for Fuego del Sol. Also, they mentioned that he's from Alabama, and Jericho goes, "What kind of luchador is from Alabama?"
Do we not have a gimmick, a gimmick town for this guy?
Yeah, no,
he could have not been from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Oh, and is another thing about the commentators. Is Jericho the semi-heel commentator?
Yeah, he was a little bit.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of running down the baby faces, which is weird because he's ultra baby face when he's not on commentary. What kind of luchadors from Alabama? They have them, apparently. So the match itself is pretty short. Miro obviously makes Fuego del Sol tap, as he should. But then, I love this part. So Tony Khan comes out with Sammy Guevara. And
Spanish God.
He doesn't put himself over. He doesn't pull a Vince or a Vince Russo or Eric Bischoff. He hands the thing to Sammy Guevara, and he's like, "All right, now you go." He doesn't put himself over at all, and I love that. This is his first time on camera.
He looks like a kid.
He does. You can tell that he loved being out there too. But he did.
He's such a fan.
Yes, he did nothing to get any heat whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's what I would look like with one of those headsets on coming out.
Me too. Just
so Sammy's Fuego's best friend.
Yeah. In real life, they're best friends.
Nice.
And so Sammy Guevara, he does call Fuego del Sol all elite. Crowd goes nuts. It was a nice feel good moment.
It was.
So Fuego del Sol is now a member of All Elite Wrestling.
Hooray! Line on Fuego. Or he was going to be like, "Sucker, you didn't win the match. You didn't, contract."
Yep. Nothing for you.
Right. No soup for you.
Get out of here. Come back 1 year.
1 year.
So the main event, as we mentioned before, is
Yeah.
Dr. Britt Baker against.
DMD.
There it is. That's just lovely.
Oh.
I don't know who made that.
You made
No,
that.
no, I didn't.
Damn it! So it's Britt Baker against Red Velvet for the AEW Women's Championship, and they obviously knew, it was in Pittsburgh, which they kept calling Britsburg, Britt Baker's hometown. She was going to be the face no matter what. So they just ran.
Baby.
They just ran with it. Like, they didn't even try to pull a WWE and force the audience to be like, oh no, Britt's the heel. You have to boo her.
Poop on the town. Yeah, no. She come out waving the yellow towels.
Yep.
Well, I mean, in WWE, 90% of the time you lose in your hometown.
Yes.
Yes,
Which
you do.
Makes sense of that. I hate that booking so much. But anyways, so Britt Baker worked as a face in this match. She had like an injured hand.
They can't stop that train now.
No,
it's over. It's
over.
It's literally over.
I think that even if this were in another town, Britt Baker would have been not just as over, but pretty close to it. Yeah. She's just so over, like everywhere, because she's awesome.
Yep.
So she has an injury angle, which again makes her the face. She's wrestling through an injury. So the end of the match, she tries to get Red Velvet in her submission, but her arm or her hand is, messed up. And so Red Velvet smashes it against the mat, and then so Britt Baker flips over and does the move from the other side, which I thought was really cool. Also very baby facey. Yeah. And gets Red Velvet to tap out, which, it was just cool. It was cool to see Britt Baker wrestling as she probably will be shortly as a super baby face.
White hot.
Yep.
White hot.
Yep. And then after the match, we had a little return. We had Jamie Hayter back for the first time since, I don't know, how long has she been out?
Before COVID.
Yeah. She has a new look. She looks great. She stomps the old mud hole in the faces.
She had the old secret cameraman look.
Yep. Yeah, she did. She had a hat on, so no one knew it was Jamie Hayter. Like, if you put a wrestler in a hat, they're just normal people.
All black.
Old lady wig.
True.
And a hat.
I've seen it.
Hats and old lady wigs. That's what fools everything or everyone about.
Kayfabe.
So that is AEW Rampage, an hour quick show, all wrestling, all 3 good matches, and I'm looking forward to Friday a whole bunch.
Yeah, me too. This coming Friday, I'm sitting down in front of my TV like you guys. I'm making sure everybody leaves me alone. I'm not looking at my phone. I am focused in. It's going to be an awesome weekend, man. I'm fired up. That Friday night is going to set the tone for the weekend.
Okay, let's real quick before we get on to the rest of mine. Does it happen? First of all, we all know what we're talking about. Does it happen?
Yes.
Yep, okay, they hyped it up this much. Not really hyped it up, but kind of hyped it up, indirectly hyped it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
They hyped it up for the marks who will revolt.
If this wasn't in Chicago, if this wasn't in Chicago, I would tinker. I'd probably be like 70%, but I'm at 99%.
Here's another swerve. What if Daniel Bryan came out first?
That's okay with me.
Yeah, but the fans are gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think.
And then, so
what if they both came out at the same time?
Also, I don't know if you guys have seen some of this stuff, but so we know about all the references to him that's been on AEW, but he's done a couple back. I don't know if you guys know that. So one was he on his Instagram story. So he's done stuff that isn't permanent. So on his Instagram story, it was the back of an old DVD of his, leaving ROH, and he wrote this long paragraph, and part of it was a specific segment of the paragraph was the exact tattoo that's on Darby Allin.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, what's that?
Over until you're 6 feet under.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was commentating on an MMA match. And the other commentator was like, oh, he's really turning his wrestling up, isn't he, Punk? And then CM Punk's like, yeah, you could say his wrestling is all elite.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, so yeah, the fact that he's getting in there too.
And yeah, he said.
I mean,
that.
golf.
Yeah, I try not to look into these things too much because
The thing is, they have done so much that it's like ECW in 05. If it doesn't happen, fans are gonna riot.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
They're gonna be signs in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, United Center, this setup is there's going to be a lot of people there Friday for this. So if it was in Everett, Washington, or wherever he's from, Seattle, Daniel Bryan, I'm like, oh, but if I feel like if we see Daniel first, we're getting Punk too. But if we just see Punk, we're just getting Punk, I think.
Aberdeen.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, I think the original thing was Punk now, Daniel later.
Oh,
yeah. Which I would also. I think they should do it like that. Actually.
Yeah.
Either way, wrestling Twitter is going to go nuts.
I'm so excited.
And you're right, Dirty. This is going to be like when I was a teenager, and I would have to be sitting down at the certain time wrestling started, and as soon as it started, nobody say a word.
Yeah,
That's how it's going to be Friday.
I love that feeling, man.
Yeah,
like
it really brings the fan out in you. Once again.
Like,
I'm gonna have to send my wife and kids out on like an errand or
and your girlfriend.
Something. Yes, all of them need to.
Yeah.
Girl next door.
Go to the girlfriend's house.
Your dad never came back from getting milk anyway. So.
You and Riddle share the same dad.
Yes, they do. All right, so let's finish up here on the
Raw.
recap from last week. Primo, bring us Raw Monday nights.
Monday Night Raw is the SummerSlam go home for Monday Night Raw. We have the opener. The show opens up with a replay. Randy comes out to the ring to start the show. He says, people have been asking him why. Why did you RKO Riddle? Randy says he doesn't need friends and he doesn't need anyone. He doesn't owe anyone anything and most certainly doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Riddle comes out and interrupts Randy Orton. He says, Randy, you're right and you don't have to explain but Riddle knows why. He said, you're just teaching me, bro. And showed me how to hit a proper RKO since I've been doing it the past couple weeks. And he pleads with Randy to bring back RK Bro. AJ Styles and Almost interrupt Riddle and the skipper. I put the skipper because that's what Riddle calls AJ. Riddle and the skipper end up having a match. AJ Styles defeats Riddle, and during this, Randy actually had gone backstage. He left him there alone. Later on the night, though, Almost and Randy Orton have a match. And Randy ends up getting a win via DQ because AJ interferes. Afterwards, AJ and Almost continue attacking Randy after the match, making him look down and out until Riddle eventually comes out and makes that save and chases him off. Randy, it actually, even though he tells him, I told you to stay in the back, don't come out here. But he actually tells him respect isn't given, it's earned. And something he has to tell Riddle is after everything he's put Riddle through, after he came back and still rejected him and Riddle still came out and made the save, he's earned Randy's respect once again. RKO, back together again. They gave each other a bro hug, Team Hell No style, and they also challenged AJ and Almost for them tag titles at SummerSlam. It's happening.
I wonder who's winning that.
I think we'll all be picking the same on that.
Yeah, maybe.
Swerve.
Yes, sir. So, Rhea Ripley defeats Nikki ASH, and afterwards they both beat down Charlotte because Charlotte was sitting ringside at commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the night, because of that, a tag team match happens. Becomes a tag team match, playa.
Holla, holla, holla!
Between Rhea and
Arm
Nikki
flaps.
versus Charlotte and her mystery tag partner. You guessed it, Nia Jax.
Nia!
Yes!
She looked. Now, here's what I want to say is Nia actually looked. She looked extra dominant in this match. She really did. And I was sitting there and I was like,
It's the hair.
I wrote this down and said, Nia and Tamina should team up and join the Samoan bloodline and be the women's superstars.
No.
Connected. So it'll be a family thing. And anyway,
I'll quit.
You'll quit?
I will.
I
walk
like
out of
Nia's
this.
new look though. Like,
Yeah, I do
looks
too. Wild.
Like she's like the new Awesome Kong kind of with that look. Like she's like big,
She looks kind of scary too.
Yeah. Like it looks like Alpha and Sika's hair kind of from.
Nice. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I said. Yeah, wild Samoan type. 2-on-1 handicap match between Veer and Shanky versus Drew McIntyre with the stipulation that if Drew wins, Veer and Shanky will be banned from ringside.
Oh.
So Drew wins, and Veer and Shanky are banned at ringside during his match versus Jinder at SummerSlam.
No stipulations.
At one point, he picks up Angela, points it at him, and
Jeff Hardy's wrestling Veer at WrestleMania if he ever wakes up from carrying cross. Got him.
Nice.
So
I had to.
America's Moist Wanted, Johnny Drip arrives to the ring for the premiere episode of Moist TV with guest The Miz.
Moist TV.
I hated this so much.
Johnny says, last week we witnessed a moist miracle.
Oh my God.
When The Miz stood up out of his wheelchair and ran from Damian Priest, he asked Miz what his favorite movie is. He says, let's get to the hard-hitting questions. Thinking everybody's like, he's going to ask him about the knee. He goes, what's your favorite movie?
Yeah.
And he says, speaking of acting, were you pretending you were injured?
Right, yeah. You're pretending you were injured? Oh, what?
Miz says he would never lie to Johnny. Damian Priest interrupts. He asks why Miz pretended for weeks why he was injured so Johnny could push him around like his own personal servant. Miz says he's been cleared as of a couple weeks ago. Johnny's like, whoa, a couple weeks? And he still hasn't been 100% cleared. Johnny says, what better way to have the debut of Moist TV than to have a match between Damian Priest and The Miz? During the match, Miz wants the dripstick, but Johnny won't give it to him and walks away.
Face turn.
Meanwhile, Sheamus is at commentary during the match, watching his SummerSlam opponent, Damian Priest. And Damian Priest looks right at Sheamus and defeats The Miz with the bro kick.
Bro.
I have so many issues with this segment.
My biggest issue is Damian Priest. That's about it.
That's my first issue. Yes. My second issue is why would you name your segment after? If you ask 10 people what their least favorite word is in the history of English language, I guarantee you 8 of them are going to be like moist. Are you asking people to change the channel during one of your segments? Like why Moist TV?
It's America's Moist Wanted.
Oh my God. That's even worse when you pair it with other words. Like moist on its own is bad enough, but when you use it as an adjective, that's come on WWE. Also, Damian Priest, no. Okay.
A new video is shown of Elias placing a tombstone, and once again saying Elias is dead.
I'm excited for this.
I'm interested to see what they do with it.
It's a good repackage. Yeah, I want to see a full repackage, not just like a small sidestep or from the gimmick.
Yeah. Karen Cross defeats Jeff Hardy backstage.
I'm sorry. What was that?
I'm sorry, Primo. Can you speak a little bit more in
Yeah.
your microphone? I heard you. What was the next highlight of Raw? I think Karrion Kross came out. Got a pretty good
I'm going to rewind a minute. Like the coward that he is, he attacked Jeff Hardy backstage before the match.
Yeah.
And then they had the match. And
What happened?
he did this weird choke where he is looking like he's calling somebody the whole time. But anyway, he wins, blah, blah, blah. Next, move on. Goldberg arrives for his face-to-face meeting with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Goldberg lets everybody know that his son Gage is ringside, tells Gage he wants him to experience and know who his father is in the ring. Bobby and MVP arrive. MVP says Goldberg has been doing a lot more talking lately, more than usual, and maybe he's compensating because he knows he's outmatched by the Almighty. That's right. Lashley says that he gave Goldberg every opportunity to bow out, but he's too stubborn. He says that SummerSlam he's going to leave Goldberg with just enough so he can tell his family that the Almighty ended his career. Goldberg says, that's BS, and then hits Bobby Lashley with a spear.
Yeah.
Admittedly, he's still pretty good at the spear.
I mean, yeah, it's not that hard. I could do it.
No. It's like an old man version of the spear.
He really drives the shoulder. That's one thing about his spear. He's always like drove the shoulder and like into the mat.
He like picks up and
it's like
it's a tackle. It's not a spear.
Yeah, torpedo. Okay, and that's Monday Night Raw.
It wasn't as offensive as it normally was.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
We had the return of Arcade Bro.
Yes, that made it good.
And we also had
Karrion Kross defeating Jeff Hardy.
We did. Has Jeff woke up yet? Do we know that AJ? Do we know if Jeff's woken up yet?
So I looked into this.
He's going to need to be awake for his match with Veer at SummerSlam. So he's going to need to be awake for that.
So I looked into this.
Pre-show.
No one can tell because he still has the stuff painted on his eyes.
His
so
eyes.
No one knows.
Right. So he looks awake.
So he might be awake. I think he has one open, one closed. So and then he switches up and no one's looking.
Oh my god, I can't wait till Samoa Joe beats the tar out of him.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
So, NXT recap. Speaking of, show kicks off with Diamond Mine in the ring. Malcolm Bivens is accusing Kushida of being a coward for not wanting to defend his Cruiserweight title against Roddy Strong. Roderick Strong...
I was just going to say, so Diamond Mine's still together. We didn't know.
They're still together without Tyler Rust.
Without Tyler Rust.
They need to get a third. It looks weird now. Now they're a tag team.
Look weird.
Yeah. They'll add somebody in there, too.
They need to recruit somebody. Maybe they could recruit whoever wins the breakout tournament. So Roderick Strong ends up having an open challenge due to Kushida being a coward. And out comes Ilya Dragunov to accept that challenge. Ilya Dragunov ends up defeating Roderick Strong. Afterwards, he calls out Walter, but Walter does not answer the call.
Doesn't have
to. He's Walter.
He's Walter. Yeah.
And it's his birthday week. So
it is his birthday week. He can do what he wants.
He do what he wants. Yeah. He's a big boy. Video package is played of Adam Cole versus Cool Kyle.
Hey. We
all know how that goes. The Way is backstage, and there's more talk about Indy and Dexter. And Johnny asked Dexter... Okay, this part's funny.
This was funny.
Johnny asked Dexter how he liked the cake last week, and he says, he loved it. And he even had room for pie. And as they're walking away, Johnny says, I didn't see pie on the menu.
What was funny to me is they was like talking about all the stuff that he did. He's like, "Oh, that sucks. He's like, "Oh, but he took me up into a hot air balloon ride." And they're like, "Oh, well, that's pretty."
And then we made out.
And she's like, "But then we made out." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's gross." That's what she's like.
And she's putting these gloves on, and they're like, "What's with the gloves?" And her and Dexter both have black matching gloves.
Ain't it funny that they're like parent role and they're really about to be parents?
Yeah, it's true. They announced congratulations. Yeah. They announced they are having a baby.
Yay.
Candice and Johnny.
Baby wrestling. Baby.
So they did actually end up having a match. Robert Stone and Jesse Kamea with Frankie Monet versus Index. So it's hilarious because Indy's doing everything that Dexter's doing. She's like his every gesture and movement.
Like Sandow and Miz.
Yes. Yeah. Nice.
Frankie Monet gets ejected during the match from ringside. Index ends up winning. And after the match, Indy Hartwell, on her birthday, proposes to Dexter. Index is now engaged.
Aww. I love this. It means we're going to have a wedding.
A wedding?
When was
the last wedding we had?
Test?
Daniel Bryan, AJ.
Daniel Bryan and AJ?
Yeah, Daniel Bryan, AJ. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's time to bring that gimmick back.
That was like 12 years ago.
Do you think that Johnny and Candice will get mad because they're upstaging them?
Yes.
Engagement over baby announcement.
New feud.
Maybe that's just they didn't announce that on the show. So
no, I did love that baby.
That's a real life announcement.
Yeah, which was pretty funny.
So anyway, breakout tournament semifinals. Duke Hudson
Duke.
Yep, versus Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes wins and moves on to the finals to face Odyssey
Man.
Jones.
What are they doing, man? Duke's money, dude. I mean, like I said, he's basically the only heel left in the tournament, so he's going to get over. But man, I want to see Odyssey versus Duke, like a good, now
Two
we
big
kinda
old bulls.
got
Yeah.
two faces going at it.
NXT Tag Team Championship match.
Yeah.
My boys MSK versus Imperium.
Yep.
MSK retains the titles. During the match, though, Ilya Dragunov and Walter end up brawling, and this continued after the match until Walter chokes out Dragunov. Finally, we at the end of the night, we have Samoa Joe arrives to the ring for his face-to-face with Karrion Kross. Joe says there's no point in talking because he isn't here to hurt Karrion Kross's feelings.
Dragunov sounds like something you do in the bedroom. That's like
he's just here to hurt him. Karrion Kross arrives and says that this is about the future of this brand. He calls NXT security down to the ring and claims that it's protection for Joe, not for him.
Yeah.
Karrion claims he is going to drop Joe and drop him fast, baby.
What a star. Cross is on Raw and NXT. Wow.
He's awful.
He is.
Joe strikes and lays out Kross and security, and they keep brawling until they break down a barrier wall as NXT goes off the air.
Yeah.
And that is your go home for NXT before TakeOver 36.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it would be, like, somewhat, you had the blow off kind of with, well, not the blow off, but more of El Legado and
top 5.
Yeah. El Legado and what you call it?
Candy bar.
Hit row.
Yeah.
Hit row.
Yeah, that was really about all that happened in the Cameron Grimes. L.A. Knight.
Oh, yeah.
L.A. Knight. Let me talk to you.
So
those two things did not play on Hulu. I need to stop watching it on Hulu.
Yeah, because that was fantastic.
Yeah, so it led more to, of the match coming up with L.A. Knight and Cameron Grimes. If L.A. Knight wins, $1 Million Man is going to be his butler now. All right, well, that was basically, there was more lead up to that because Cameron Grimes had a match against Josh Briggs. So Josh Briggs come out, Cameron Grimes gets the win, and then so later on, towards the end, it shows Cameron Grimes and $1 Million Man backstage. Cameron is fired up. He's like, I'm going to be the $1 Million Man. I'm going to win for you. Like, he's going crazy. It's funny. He's throwing his hair around. He's like, like just going nuts, man. And he's like, I'm going to win it just for you, blah, blah, blah. And that's how they ended up going off. So, yeah, that was pretty wild. So.
That Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. All right, so that is our recap. Now let's get to our Dropkick discussion of the week. This week's
Dropkick
discussion is their top 5 Stone Cold Steve Austin matches.
Stone Cold.
Now, these are not stunning Steve Austin matches. These are Stone Cold Steve
I guess
Austin.
I got to remove 3 of mine then.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Hollywood Blondes.
Y'all didn't have one stunning Steve. No,
I bet I had at least 3.
no Ringmaster either.
Oh!
Anyway,
It was
so
totally
this was our top 5 favorite Stone Cold matches. First of all, let me tell you.
Mine are all Stone Cold.
Right. Yeah, mine are too. But let me tell you real quick, because I told you guys before, I had a really awesome day today. Tell you what I did.
Yeah.
So the kids went back to school today. I looked at the calendar. I was like, man, I don't have nothing to do. Yeah, the kids went back to school today. I don't have nothing to do today. So I cleaned up the house a little bit. I went back and I watched all of my top 5 matches of Stone Cold.
Yes, you did.
Yep, because I was sending you guys some snaps of some stuff today. So I really got to go back and relive, which I'm glad I did, man, because, these matches are really good. I knew my top 3, my 4 through 6, 7, here and there. Some of them, like I liked, Like my favorite thing Stone Cold ever did, match aside, is when he came into the ring and stunned everybody and left.
Yep.
That's my ultimate favorite Stone
Yep.
Cold on anybody. But official match,
Arrive, raise hell, leave.
right?
Yep.
Yes, but official match is we're going to get to here. So, all right, guys, who wants to start us off, man? Number 5. Stone Cold matches. You
Let AJ go first. I go first. I went first last time.
okay? AJ, number 5.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to go first is because this is probably breaking the rules a little bit. This is not a Stone Cold Steve Austin match, nor is it a stunning Steve Austin match, nor is it a Ringmaster match.
It's an ECW.
So I love this movie so much. It is awful. It's horrendous, but it's so amusing. It is Stone Cold versus the Helicopter in The Condemned. I had to include this.
Oh, man.
Like, I remember the first time I saw this, I was like, did he really just throw a shock collar into a helicopter so the helicopter explodes? Yes, that happens.
Wow, so that's your number 5.
I have a funny story I will tell you guys about that movie off of this.
Oh, I love it so much. And, like, he, like, shoots, like, for maybe a minute straight, it's just a close-up of 2 guns, like, shooting, and then a close-up of the helicopter. And then back to Stone Cold with the guns, and then back to the helicopter. And then he, seriously, like, this girl, the female protagonist of the movie, like, takes off her not shock collar, but her prison collar, because that's why they're all there, because they have to kill each other, blah, blah, blah. And she hands it to Stone Cold, and he's just like, man, and like hucks it all the way into the helicopter. Helicopter explodes. It's amazing. Everyone go watch that movie. That's my number 5. Stone Cold versus the helicopter.
All right. You sure you want me to go? You don't want to go dirty? Go ahead.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my number 5 is versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 14.
I was going to say, my 5 isn't going to be y'all's 5.
This is the 1998 match at WrestleMania where Mike Tyson was involved. It was a really awesome storyline, well delivered. Tyson ended up counting the 1, 2, 3 on the win. This was actually Austin's first WWE title win. It was a really great match. Shawn Michaels had a shoot back injury during the whole match, so that kind of made this. This made this a little more legendary, and this is the match where Shawn took the right from Mike Tyson too that dropped. So 1998, Shawn Michaels, Boston, Massachusetts, WrestleMania. That's my number 5.
By the way, Undead in the chat says Jake the Snake, King of the Ring, 96. Also a very good choice.
Yeah, that was right after the 316 316 promo. Get that piece of crap out of my ring.
That was
Primo
as good as my Mark Henry.
So this one might be higher on you guys' list. It's not on mine. It's my number 5. WrestleMania 13 I Quit match versus Bret the Hitman Hart.
Interesting.
Where he didn't quit. His body quit on him because he passed out due to blood loss.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The double turn.
The reason that's my number 5 is because I've never been a huge Bret Hart fan.
See, you know very well that I'm a huge Bret Hart mark, so we'll get to that. So, I guess it's my turn. Number 4, since Dirty just talked about it, is Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. Blah, 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 Mike Tyson, all that good stuff. It is the start of the Attitude Era. That match right there kicked off the whole entire best period of wrestling ever. Like, it's never been hotter. It might be approaching that soon in the coming days, which is exciting. But yeah, that's why it's my number 4 is Stone Cold for blah, blah. I'm good at speaking. Moving on.
That was the same WrestleMania 2 where they had the band that played the DX song. Beat that you better.
Break it down.
All right, my number 4 is to say this real quick. My next 3 come from the same year. So obviously, I thought 2001 was a big year.
I know where you're going with this
for Austin. But here, my number 4 was versus Triple H at No Way Out 2001. This was the famous 3 stages of hell match. Triple H gets the win here. This was held in Las Vegas. You know, great stories. I watched this match today, and I kind of forgot how long this was. You know,
It's an hour long.
Yeah, it was a really long match, but I was into it. You know what I mean? You know, but it told a lot of stories. You know, Triple H falls over him, lays over him at the end for the win. So, yeah, it was awesome. So that was my number 4, Primo.
Okay, my number 4, also from 2001. SummerSlam, actually, versus Kurt Angle. It was the Invasion Angle. He was with the Alliance for the WWF Championship. He actually...
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, I actually watched it today, and that was such a cool promo package they did.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah,
I watched it today too, man. That one's in mine too. But yeah, it was great.
So yeah, that's my number 4 versus Kurt Angle for the WWF Championship. He retains due to DQ.
Yes, he does.
Wonky finish to that match.
They screw over Kurt. Yeah.
Super crappy finish. Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about it too. Yeah, it's on my list. Yeah. Kurt was having phenomenal matches with everybody. You know what I mean? And this was the first time Angle and Austin were kind of getting together to kind of because, as we talked about it, Steve Austin's gimmick as the ringmaster was a mat technician. So, you know, that was, you know, the kind of, you know, the styles going, you know, kind of same styles going together. It told a lot of stories, man. Yeah, just a crappy finish, but man, what a great match that was.
So, wait, is it my turn again? Four,
number 3.
Okay, so number 3 for me actually matches Michael's in the chat. He has versus The Rock at X7, WrestleMania X7, and I also have number 3 versus The Rock at WrestleMania X7. It's the biggest pay-per-view of all time, one of the best pay-per-views of all time, capped off with one of the best main events of all time. And so Stone Cold heel turned at the end of it, which didn't really work because at that point there was no such thing as a heel or a face Stone Cold. Yep. He was just Stone Cold. He's now the template for every cool heel that's ever existed. But the match was great. Vinnie Mac comes out, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you guys have that on your list somewhere as well. So
Stone Cold's entrance was sang by Disturbed.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a little bit of variation of it. Yeah.
He had a variation in that Kurt Angle match too.
Yes.
I listened to that today.
Yeah. Yep. My number 3 is what we just talked about with Primo with Kurt Angle, SummerSlam 2001. That match was held, by the way, in San Jose, California. But yeah, I watched that back today too, and actually watched that intro twice because when the show leads in to Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, the Drowning Pool is singing with it. But then before the match, they was cutting it into the entrances with Kurt, and that was great.
They used to do those promo packages so good. Yeah. Why don't they do that anymore?
I don't know, man. That was
awesome. I still remember they did one song. I don't know if it was by Crossfade or Seven Dust or one of those bands that used to get all the time. It was whenever Test and Scott Steiner were fighting over Stacy Keibler. But even they made that promo package interesting, you know?
Right. Yep.
That's when WWE was like the best at promo packages.
Yeah.
Like ever, because it's the same for the promo package leading up to the X7 match. It was, even though a Limp Bizkit song was attached to it, it was still amazing.
I'm a fan.
Number
3. Number 3 is 3 Stages of Hell versus Triple H.
Nice. Las Vegas match.
You know what happens? We haven't done the you know what happens.
Lots of pin clicky.
Lots of pin clicky. All right, top 2, AJ.
So number 2 just got mentioned twice. It's the No Way Out 2001 against Triple H. So yeah, regular match, which Austin was expected to lose. He won. Street fight, which Austin was expected to win. He lost. And then the cage match, I feel like neither guy won or lost. It just so happened that Triple H fell on top of Austin when they were both done.
Just like Cole and Cool Kyle are doing this weekend at TakeOver.
Yes, that they're going to do the exact finish. I will almost bet any amount of money on it. But yeah, it's a great match. My favorite Triple H match too, actually, if you want to throw that into a category, which I doubt we'll ever do. But I love it so much. It's great. Hour-long match, never boring. So yeah.
My number 2 is versus The Rock, WrestleMania 17. To me, a couple notes that I wrote down. You know, these guys were the biggest stars in the game at the time. It was freaking huge. Wrestling was huge. This match happened in Texas. You know what I mean? It was in Houston. So Austin was
the Astrodome.
It was the Astrodome. So Austin was the local favorite. Ended up with the whole Vince McMahon coming out and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was pretty wild.
Really quick, Undead had number 3 at the Rumble 97. Is that the Rumble? Was that his first Rumble win? Austin's?
Probably.
Because he won, what, 2 in a row?
Yeah, it was his first win.
Okay. All right, yeah. So, yeah, Undead just said first one. Okay.
Primo, number 2.
Number 2, WrestleMania 14 versus Shawn Michaels with Mike Tyson as the special enforcer.
Nice.
Same as Undead.
Yep, same as done it. All right.
Yep.
AJ, get us started. Number 1, start at 5, go to 1.
So 5 is really the only variation on all this. It's not a wrestling match. Stone Cold versus the Helicopter.
We're going to share this one. We got the same number 1.
Yeah.
Is it my number 5?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So number 4, Stone Cold versus Shawn Michaels. Number 3, versus The Rock at X7. Number 2 versus Triple H at No Way Out. And, of course, number 1, Stone Cold's Steve Austin against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. I Quit match. Greatest face turn ever. It's not only my favorite Steve Austin match, it's one of my favorite Bret Hart matches, and it's the best face turn that's ever happened.
Yeah, I love it, man. WrestleMania 13 had a ton of storytelling. All you got to do is see Stone Cold with the Crimson Mask, and it's from that match. Of him screaming, passing out. It's undoubtedly the best Stone Cold match out there, man. It was phenomenal. It had everything, man. It had everything.
And me also being the huge Bret Hart mark that I am, that also kind of goes into the decision. But yeah, no, I love it. I love that match. It's one of those that I will watch over and over again. Like it's one of like the 5 that if I want to watch an old wrestling match, I'll go to is that one.
Yep. For me, number 5, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 14. 4 versus Triple H, No Way Out, 2001. 3 versus Angle, SummerSlam, 2001. 2 versus The Rock, WrestleMania. Me, my number 1, Bret Hart, WrestleMania. Primo, finish us up, man. You're number 1.
Number 5 for me, WrestleMania 13 versus Bret Hart. Number 4 for me, SummerSlam 2001 versus Kurt Angle. Number 3, 3 Stages of Hell versus Triple H. Number 2, WrestleMania 14 versus Shawn Michaels with special enforcer Mike Tyson. And number 1 for me is actually different from you guys, is WrestleMania. Austin versus Rock, WrestleMania 19.
Ah, very good.
Because it was closure for them. It was their trilogy, and it was so cool. They did each other's finisher so many times. Rock put on the vest. It was just like it was like a finale of Stone Cold and The Rock.
Yeah.
That match was. I mean, now I wish I would have put that at my number 5 instead of the stupid helicopter match.
Well, that would have been like if I had 6, 7. You know what I mean? Because but after watching these matches today that I watched, like I wanted to go back and watch that one too. And it was funny. It's like when I go back and watch them, there was like when I seen The Rock and Kurt Angle, like there was like a Taker Kane match on that too. Like I wanted to watch all this. Like I love the nostalgia wrestling, man.
Yeah, me too. It's great.
What are you gonna say, Primo?
Unofficially, maybe Undead. I don't know. He had to have it. He had a couple like against Bischoff.
Yeah.
But
do those count? Though?
But officially on a pay-per-view, probably.
Yep.
Undead asked if that was his last match. If all you marks out there listening. No, I didn't have anything else to say, but I mean, there's so much good things. I forgot to joke around. I was gonna say my number 1 was like when he tagged with Dude Love.
Yeah. So according to the Googles, it is WrestleMania 19. That was his last match.
Yeah.
Boom. And my number 1. You're welcome. The champ has spoken.
All right, so that is our Dropkick Discussion of the Week, sponsored by Coastland Apparel. Use promo code BIRDTV for 15% off. So let's get to some news and notes here from over the weekend before we get to the last few things in the show. here, boys. Did you see the AAA show? Andrade versus Omega. Ric Flair showed up. They were chopping Omega. This show was big, man. It got over big time. Like, it was a big talking wrestling, man. That was a big show.
Yeah, you got that happening. You got Deonna Purrazzo.
Yes. Deonna Purrazzo, she won like the women's version of their title. You know, I'm going to talk about it here in just a little bit, but Deonna Purrazzo, probably the most celebrated women's wrestler right now.
She's the female belt collector.
Yeah, she is. She is.
Also, everybody was making a big deal that Charlotte was backstage.
Yeah,
it's like it's her man.
Yeah,
what's
it's
the big deal?
It's Andrade.
Like, and her dad. Yeah.
They all flew there together. Like, come on. You know,
yeah,
like,
exactly. Like, leave it alone. Like, stop trying to make something out of nothing. She didn't come out. If she would have came out,
that's something.
Yeah, but that's what Twitter does. You know, I mean, like this is wrestling Twitter. Like,
it's like you really think she's going to get in trouble for going and supporting her man and being there with her dad? Yeah,
this is how the trolls stay alive here.
Bunch of marks.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty wild show, man. Looks like it ended up being. I thought maybe Omega would take it. I mean, sorry, I thought maybe Andrade would take it, seeing kind of what's going on. But hey, build storylines, man. I like it. All right, so yeah, final predictions. We kind of covered that already about CM Punk Friday or Daniel Bryan, but you know, let's just answer this question real quick. What do y'all think? Is it a possibility we could see CM Punk in an Impact Wrestling ring?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can see it.
I mean, we have it's happening already. We're going to be happening with Christian, so easily.
And plus, like, one of CM Punk's main gripes with WWE is that they were independent contractors that couldn't independently contract with anyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And in AEW, that's possible.
I think that is something that is it's very intriguing to him that he can just be a traveling wrestler.
Yeah, he can go to Japan
or like what aspect is he really coming back to is another question. Is it part-time? Is it just sometimes? Is he coming back full-time? You know, we don't know that yet. So
I don't think full-time.
No, I
hope full-time, but there's one, I don't think they should pay him full-time. Part-time, I think, is where the sweet spot is, because then, again, he can go...
Makes him more of an attraction. They can use him like Andre the Giant.
Maybe a year deal.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe at the major events that they have, but on a daily
he's
show.
He's on a Brock schedule.
Anytime he's ever in Chicago, anytime in the state of Illinois.
Yes.
Like,
which I'm okay with.
Yeah, me too.
He pops up at AAW.
Yes.
I would poop on the stage.
Deonna Purrazzo, we just talked about her, probably the most accomplished women's wrestler right now, man. She's wrestling Melina in NWA. She's the Impact champ. She beat Jazz. She just won AAA women's. Like, man, she's hot right now, man. Like, really, the best thing that's ever happened to her was NXT releasing her.
Yeah. Look at her. She's killing it now. She's like the lady Kenny Omega.
And she's queen to... Isn't she queen to Matt Rewalt's King?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, another thing. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Matt Rewalt.
Drama King.
The Drama King.
Rusev Day.
Couple things coming up here on the indie scene. Me and AJ and Adam on the pod last week. We just got front row seats to September 24th, St. Louis Anarchy. Daniel Makabe versus Jeremy Wyatt, man. I
can't
wait for this, man.
That's going to be outstanding. I am so pumped.
I'm excited, man.
We did our top 5 favorite wrestlers in the world last week, and Daniel Makabe is number 5, so I've never seen him live. I'm super, super excited.
It's going to be awesome, man. Front row going to be right up there. St. Louis Anarchy, September 24th. They got a show this Friday as well. Also, coming up October 8th, Iron Spirit Pro in Bloomington, Illinois. We are sponsoring the show there. They're going to announce the card and everything later. So go check out Iron Spirit Pro Wrestling, Bloomington, Illinois.
And come see us. We're going to be there. We're going to be giving out some stickers
and some little giveaways. Come meet me and AJ. We're going to be there with a little gimmick table. So looking forward to it. Put that on your calendar, man. October the 8th. So, man, we talked about this briefly before the show came on. It feels like Mania weekend, but like more elevated to me. because of the excitement of Rampage and Punk and SummerSlam, Takeover. Man, like I might be glued to my TV all weekend, man.
So I seriously thought about taking the night off of because like I won't say obviously what it is I do, but I work a lot of weird hours because of the nature of my job. So I kind of wanted to turn off my phone and be like, oh no, I'm not available this weekend. I'm sorry if anything happens. You know, you guys are on your own. Hopefully nothing happens. But then I get fired, which is fine because then I get to watch more wrestling. Okay.
Right.
Who needs jobs?
Who needs jobs? We got a podcast.
Yeah, jobs are for suckers.
Primo can pay us.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
All that championship money I got.
All right, so Primo, just run down the card here for us real quick, man. SummerSlam and then TakeOver. SummerSlam's on Saturday night this week. We're used to having SummerSlam on Sunday nights, but we moved it to Saturday night, so they're going to do TakeOver on Sunday. So let's hear those cards there, Primo.
Okay, for the SummerSlam card, we have Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
Don't hinder gender.
We have United States Championship match, Sheamus versus Damian Priest.
No.
Edge
Not on board.
versus Seth Rollins.
On board.
This is going to be good.
Yep. I think that's going to be match of the night.
Usos versus the Mysterios in a SmackDown Tag Team Championship rematch.
It's fine. It's fine.
Raw Women's Championship thruple with Nikki, almost a superhero, versus Rhea Ripley and Charlotte.
Okay.
It's fine.
SmackDown Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks.
How you say SmackDown around here?
Smackity down.
Thank you.
Women's Championship match, Bianca versus Sasha.
I think this match is going to be great.
Especially now that she has her minions.
Yes, she didn't need
super heelish now.
I see some debauchery here.
Yes.
Buffoonery.
Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus John Cena.
I'm looking forward to this match.
When Edge.
Yeah, the iconoclastic one.
And finally, WWE Championship match versus Bobby Lashley versus Goldberg.
I'm terrified of that match.
So here's something I have to say is, okay, it's cool. I'm gonna watch some SummerSlam, but
it's not a hugely attractive card.
No, it really isn't. The outcomes are kind of predictable.
It's kind of honestly, besides the some like a handful of matches, it's kind of lame.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Like not real excited about it. I'm excited about Edge.
It like doesn't feel like the biggest party of the summer.
No, it feels like the fourth biggest party of the summer.
Yeah, like I'm gonna watch in hopes of some sort of surprises.
Like this doesn't make me feel like I'm watching WrestleMania 2.0. You know?
No, I mean when you have matches that have like Cena Roman will be fun. There's no consequences to it. Lashley Goldberg, I'm terrified of the results. Usos Mysterios have fought 50,000 times.
Yeah.
Sheamus and Damian Priest. I like one of those guys. Like
I think the show that burns the house down is Edge and Rollins.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think that match is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, like there's nothing that screams huge card here, really. You know what I mean? Like Roman Cena's probably the best thing on.
I mean, that's the thing. They pulled in these big names, but it's like
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, and here's two guys. We're gonna know if they're paying attention, you know, for the week because they know what the magnitude of the weekend is, you know. And
they should have went bigger.
I just feel like they're not going to want to be the lesser card of the weekend. They're SummerSlam and TakeOver is going up against a 1 hour Rampage
that might win the weekend.
That might win the weekend. 1 hour might win the weekend. You know what I mean? So I just feel like they know, you know, that they got to bring it, or they'll be like, we're still WWE, so we're going to be here regardless.
Yeah.
Do you know who Mr. SummerSlam is?
John Cena.
No.
That's Summer Cena.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
See, I think It's a terrible decision to bring him. Like, you're just relying on old people who are part-timers.
I think he's main evented 8 SummerSlams.
Good Lord. Some of them are pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that would make sense. So, all right, how about the TakeOver card?
TakeOver 36 is actually a better card overall.
I think it's absolutely a better card.
$1 million championship. You have LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes with the stipulation that if LA Knight wins and retains the $1 million championship, Ted DiBiase, the $1 million man himself, also has to become the butler.
Super psyched for that match. Love the gimmick.
Yep.
Then you have Cool Kyle versus Adam Cole, baby.
I think it'll be a great match.
2 out of 3 falls match. First fall traditional, second fall street fight, third fall steel cage match.
You were right earlier. I think it's going to be the exact match that Stone Cold and Triple H had.
Has any of these matches ever ended when somebody got 2 straight pinfalls?
Yeah, 2 pinfalls in a row.
Never.
No.
Never. Right, Primo. Right.
NXT Women's Championship, Raquel Gonzalez versus Dakota Kai.
I think that'll be a good match, too.
NXT UK Championship. Yeah. Walter versus Ilya Dragunov.
Nice. I like that.
And NXT Championship, Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe.
Dun, dun, dun.
All
right, so
Joe's gonna kill you.
Joe is gonna kill you. So, all right, boys, let me say this real quick, and then we'll move on to
Michael Cole.
Square Circle questions.
Michael.
All right, so the way this is set up, I'm glad Takeovers is Sunday because we know what we're probably going to get Monday. It's Friday with a Rampage. Crapshoot on Saturday. Whatever we get, we get.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm glad TakeOver is Sunday because I feel like, they're going to go, TakeOver's always good, man. Have we ever really watched a bad one? Maybe not. You know what I mean? Like, they're just good. You know what I mean? And
even the mediocre ones are good.
Yes, we've watched some bad ones, but you know what I mean? Like I'll be happy, if SummerSlam doesn't deliver very much and TakeOver is about to come on, I'll still be pretty excited.
I feel like I'm gonna be super hyped on Friday, and that's just gonna carry me through the Saturday doldrums that will be SummerSlam. I feel like, and then finish off with NXT. Yeah, I'm okay with it.
So there were grumblings about after the NXT releases that they were trying to supposedly bury NXT, but them being on Sunday says otherwise.
Yeah, I agree. It's
Yeah.
like they have more faith in the NXT show than they do in SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Right.
Fix it, WWE.
All right, so that is some news and notes here. Let's get to Squared Circle questions for this week. Edition number 6 here. Primo still holding the championship for Squared Circle question. AJ is the contender here tonight. All right, so full disclosure, I had to do another pay-per-view because Primo killed my SummerSlam 2013 at the beginning of the show. That was going to be my pay-per-view, so I had to scramble and get another one. So that's why you guys see me writing there for a while.
Go ahead with that one.
I got one, yeah. So anyway, I got it.
Pay-per-view first.
I got it all fixed now, so we're back to normal. So, all right, so let me explain it to you here. So, Squared Circle questions, wrestling questions, AJ versus Primo, 2 out of 3 questions right is the winner. The 3 categories are wrestler, pay-per-view, and wrestling potpourri. So, I give the facts. The guys try to answer the questions of what we're talking about. Their first answer is their answer, so they can't just blurt out responses. So, all right, boys, here we go. Primo, give me a category: wrestler, pay-per-view, or potpourri. All right, wrestler. Here we go. He was born March the 6th, 1971. He was born in Oakville, Ontario, Canada. Billed at 6'3", 244 pounds from Las Vegas. He has held the WWE Intercontinental Belt twice. He was a one-time European WWE champ, a one-time tag team WWE champ. All right, this is where it gets interesting. His real name is Sean Morley. Hello, ladies.
Val Venus.
Val Venus. God damn it.
All right, so Val Venus. The last couple was he had a porn star gimmick, And
You said
he
Sean
was-
Morley, and I was like, I know that.
I know, me too.
was-
Like, immediately, I was like, okay, I know that. And,
his name was Steele as a masked man, and he was the youngest to win the CMLL world title.
I
You know,
didn't know where he was from.
I think that I said that one first, although I think mine has a little lag, so that's why it appeared like it came out second.
We'll let Undead. We'll check the tape with Undead.
No, don't worry about him. It's fine. We don't need to check tapes.
One
or
for the
anything.
champ.
All right, squared
it's pretty clear.
pay-per-view or potpourri.
Let's go with potpourri.
All right, boys. Yeah, give me a pen and paper here, real quick. I'm gonna need you to write down something. Let's just to stay level, okay? You guys got. I'm gonna give you.
So no shouting.
No shouting. I'm gonna give you like 5 seconds to answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Here's the question: what age did Brock Lesnar win his first WWE title? 2, 3, 4, 5. Answers, please. Closest wins. The answer is 25. AJ gets it with 24. Primo at 22. All right. Final question here, tiebreaker. It comes down to pay-per-view. Here we go.
The hardest one.
I know, it really is.
This one, I know these are always hard to decipher. Okay. All right. Here we go, boys. Ready?
I just want to be the question asker one time.
Apollo defeated MVP.
Huh?
Bailey defeated
Apollo Crews?
Yes, Apollo Crews
Okay.
defeated MVP. Baxter. Bailey defeated Asuka. The Street Profits defeated Andrade and Garza. Angel Garza. Mandy Rose defeated Sonya Deville. Seth Rollins defeated Dominic Mysterio. Drew McIntyre defeated Randy Orton.
SummerSlam 2020?
Main event, Fiend defeated Braun in a Falls Count Anywhere match. AJ, new champion, SummerSlam 2020. It was last year's.
I know it was 2020. I was like, surely he didn't go with SummerSlam. That was too easy.
I did. I tried to hide in. So
Yeah.
All right, well, you got your wish, Primo. Next week, you can be the reader. I'm going to take on the champ of AJ. Nice job, AJ.
Thank you. Good job, AJ.
Good work, buddy. Nice job.
Hold on, I'm dancing.
Congratulations.
He is dancing. All right.
I would say it had to be super recent for Dominic to be there.
Yep. Our new Square Circle champion, AJ.
Mid-card champ. I got my belt back. I'm not ready for the big time yet.
Two-time.
Two-time mid-card champ.
Two-time champ. All right, so AJ, promo school today. It's the Ultimate Warrior Crash the Plane.
Yes. This is my
promo here.
This is my favorite promo
This
outside
one
of Jake the Snake Roberts
Yep.
of all
This one
time.
is almost about 4 minutes long here, so it's really dark and creepy. He talks about what did AJ like killing pilots?
Yeah, like throwing pilots out of planes and turning the plane into a nosedive. Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, this is one of the wilder ones that he had. So here we go.
Coke is a hell of a drug. Hulk Hogan.
To answer your question.
The snarl.
Like, do you think that's how it? Does he need like a CPAP machine when he sleeps?
No.
Well, I mean, he's dead, but and he just pooped.
By conventional means, the normals you travel with experience malfunctions. As you realize, all that is left is total self-destruction. Do you, Hulk Hogan, show self-pity? Do you, Hulk Hogan, try to reason why? Do you, Hulk Hogan,
It's such
try to
gibberish.
comfort the normals that have even more fear than you? Or do you, Hulk Hogan,
Here we go.
kick the doors out? Kick the cockpit door down
That's terrorism, warrior.
Pick the 2 pilots
Who have already made the
that have
sacrifice.
already made the sacrifice so that you can face this challenge. Dispose of them, Hulk Hogan.
Dispose of them.
Assume the controls, Hulk Hogan. Shove that control into a nosedive, Hulk Hogan.
That's my favorite Hulk Hogan.
Push yourself to total self-destruction. As you realize, Hulk Hogan, you are about to enter a world close to parts unknown. Do you, Hulk Hogan, look for a place to hide? Or do you, Hulk Hogan, face that challenge that may be more powerful than even you are, Hulk Hogan? You, Hulk Hogan,
He said Hulk Hogan like 30 times.
Yes, he has.
self-destruct so that you will know, Hulk Hogan,
He's espoused murder like 7 times.
who is
He fell asleep.
the chosen one.
The chosen one.
Hulk Hogan! I am not the chosen one that you speak of.
What the fuck is he talking
I am not.
Oh, radar now.
Oh, God. Oh, shit.
Hogan
Whoops.
am the only one.
What?
We had
What?
to get that snarl in at the end, man.
What? So I've never really tried to follow his nonsense before. I just like his nonsense.
Oh my
But
god!
I was actually attempting to make some sort of sense about what he was saying. Still can't do it. 25, however many years later, I still have no clue what that promo is about.
That hurt
Apart
my
from
brain.
He wants him
yeah.
to murder pilots who have
And
already
then he needs to take the controls of the airplane.
and turn the plane into a nosedive.
Right. Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. So
See the lust in your eyes.
you lusted after Elizabeth.
Should have went with the muscle man.
That was I love that promo so much, and it's so stupid. It's the
I had to
dumbest
do
thing.
that one just for you, man. That was just
Oh,
for you.
I love
tonight.
it. It's
You're
so
welcome.
dumb.
You're welcome. All right, boys, let's start to close the show here tonight, man. I want to thank all our sponsors here. Coastland Apparel, use promo code BirdTV for 15% off. Appreciate 1310 Apparel.big Cartel for the shirt. Appreciate it. Also, oh, man, sorry about that. Also, Primo, where can you get sit-down marks? Where can you get it?
You can get it on Twitch, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, as well as Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Prime Music, Audible, and now on Sportnarium.com, otherwise known as SportzWire. Online radio, live on Friday nights at 6:45 Eastern Standard Time, right before the Thomas Bryce Show.
That was very professional.
With that hat on, AJ, you look like my grandpa when he used to cut grass. You know how they put the headphones
Thanks,
over?
Undead.
Yeah.
And,
Appreciate it.
Up real high. Thanks, Undead. Appreciate everybody tuning in here to
birthday,
watch
you
us
turd.
live, man. It's been a
Happy
really,
birthday.
really fun show. Happy birthday, brother. We'll see Mike on the show here soon. So, all right. So, to reiterate, SmackDown, the sit-down Marks trophy, the Kurt Angle, is up for grabs this weekend. We're going to be making our picks.
Yes.
So make sure you guys tune in next week to see who takes home the trophy. Will Primo keep it on the East Coast, or will it be traveling out here some way towards me or AJ? So that was going to be a fun weekend, man. Excited. Happy wrestling, everybody. Enjoy the weekend, man.
He's coming with that championship belt.
Sit back and enjoy everything that's going on, man. Wrestling is really good right now. So also I want to send out a big shout out to Brian Battle from Higheston MMA in Charlotte, North Carolina. He is in the Ultimate Fighter finale next Saturday night, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, win one for North Carolina, Brian. Bring home the title, man. Everybody's pulling for you. He is the coach of my best friend's son. A great dude. This guy deserves everything that's happening to him. So definitely August 28th. Check that out. It's going to be on ESPN, so you can watch it for free. Also, two boys I want to mention. Look what just came in.
Yes.
Brand new Pro Wrestling Illustrated on the front, guys. The Rock versus Roman. Is
That's
this
gonna
the
happen.
iconic battle we must see, and when will we see it? So
WrestleMania.
yeah,
To the
WrestleMania.
surprise of no one.
To the Bloodline. Pretty cool. Got some articles in here about the Bloodline. Got a nice little indie section in here. Of course, a lot of AEW write-ups. So, and I just there's a picture of Danhausen too. Everybody say, "Hey,
I love Danhausen."
yeah, Danhausen made it." So anyway, sadly, I just was told that this is my last issue, so I'm going to renew. So yeah.
I know for a second I was like, "Wait, ever?"
No, like ever.
No.
Mrs. Dirty is cutting him off.
Yeah,
I'll always support Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I've been a member for them forever, and I'll always get the magazine, like the old times. So I'm going to be reading that next week on the plane on my way to Seattle.
I will be stealing it from you in 2 weeks.
Yes, so when I get back to Seattle, it's definitely yours. So
hell yeah.
All right, so yeah, it was funny. Ric Flair trending today on Twitter. So that was
fun on a plane.
Kind of fun. So AJ, give me the preview of next week's pod.
So next week is a big one. Again, it's probably going to be like 7.5 hours long. Don't worry, we'll take a break for pee and food at some point. We're going to be going down NXT, SmackDown, AEW Rampage, all the indies, Raw, I guess, if we have to. Also, our Dropkick Discussion next week, I believe our favorite Impact wrestlers. Is that correct, Dirty Bird?
Yeah, we're going to do Impact wrestlers,
of all time.
Let's make a call. You guys want to do of all time?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Of all time.
Because some of my favorite wrestlers ever are in.
Because a lot of our wrestlers now Impact are also AEW.
AEW,
Let's do of all time. Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent.
All right, so we come to that part of the pod here, AJ, but I want to talk about this first. It's been a little while, since we've explained what Grab Them Cakes really is. So for the new people out there that thinks we're talking about food or booty or, any of that, what exactly why do we say Grab Them Cakes at the end of the pod?
So, in, I believe, 1986, I want to say, WWF at the time put out wrestling album filled with theme songs, and the Junkyard Dongs, it was also his entrance music, was called Grab Dem Cakes, and it made me laugh so goddamn much that I thought that it should be a catchphrase. Like the actual lyrics to the song, which I looked up, and I know it's in here somewhere, but it's from
Buddy everywhere.
It's from the Junkyard Dog. That is the name of his theme song, and I think that at some point in the future we need to listen to the song because all of you will thank me and you'll be like, "Oh, Grab Dem Cakes. That makes sense now." AJ, you're an idiot, but I know where your idiocy comes from. So that's where our little sign off comes from. Junkyard Dog. Thank you, JYD. He's awesome. Well, he's dead, but he was awesome. Not awesome anymore.
Next week we're going to have, by the way, next week we're going to have a lot to cover. So no squared circle questions or promo school next week. We'll bring them back in 2 weeks. So just for the people that wonders why we have Grab Them Cakes on the merch, we say that at the end of the pod. So just wanted to revisit why we're here, why we come to the show here at this point of the day. Primo, set up AJ to bring us home here, man.
At the end of every show, we always got to hear it. AJ, tell them.
Grab them cakes, Hulk Hogan.